This is ChestertonRadio.com.
And here's the cinnamon bell.
Judy and Jimmy and the Cinnamon Bear overtook the Crazy Quilt Dragon last time and cornered him on a cliff overlooking the Root Beer Ocean. But no amount of persuasion could make him hand over the Silver Star, which he had stolen. So nothing remained but to scare him. And scare him they did. And what did Crazy Quilt do but leap off the cliff and land kerslosh in the ocean? They rushed down to meet him as he came drifting through the root beer waves, only to discover that he had dropped the Silver Star when he jumped. It's lost again. Everyone is muchly disturbed, and Crazy Quilt is hanging his head.
This is a pretty kettle of halibuts, if I do say so myself.
You're a fine kind of a dragon. First you steal our Silver Star, and then you go and lose it.
Oh, me. Nothing but shame do I get. Shame to the left of me. Shame to the right of me.
You're extra bad, and you know it.
Now, Jimmy, don't be so mean to Crazy Quilt. He said he was sorry.
Oh, my gracious young lady, do I detect a note of sympathy in your sweet voice? Can it be possible you feel sorry for me?
Well, I didn't exactly say I was sorry for you. After all, it was very naughty of you to steal our star.
Don't try and pull any of that weepy stuff around here, Crazy Quilt. It won't work.
Oh, lass, for 10 centuries, maybe 11, the Crazy Quilt dragons have flourished with nary a blot on their scutcheon. Oh, to think that I must be the one to bring shame to our illustrious name.
Oh, there, Crazy Quilt. Don't feel so bad about it.
I must redeem myself. There's no three ways about it. I must.
Done enough already, you overstuffed villain.
That's what I say. You'd better scram before I say boom.
Oh, please. You know how that horrid word affects me.
Don't be so impolite, Jimmy. Let's see what Crazy Quilt has to say for himself.
Oh, thank you, my lovely one. Now, if you could all overlook my past offenses, I'd gladly help you look for the star.
Applesauce with raisins in it. Don't let him fool you, children.
I really have a good heart, you know. It's made out of bread yarn, and it's big and true as true can be. Don't you think you could see your way clear to let me join up with your expedition? Huh? How's about it?
I don't know what to say, Crazy Quilt.
Well, I do. We don't trust you, Crazy Quilt, and that's that.
Good for you, Jimmy.
Oh, the shame of it all. Oh, agony.
Listen, what's that noise, Cinnamon Bear?
I wonder. Can you see anybody, Jimmy?
No.
Look, coming around that rock. Wow.
Jiminy crickets.
It's the Inkaboos. Run for your lives, everybody. See you later. Wow.
Oh, Crazy Quilt's jumped back into the ocean.
Why, look, those Inkaboos are as flat as can be. They look like paper dolls.
Sure, paper dolls made out of blotting paper with faces drawn on them. Aren't they funny?
I don't know about that. They've got pens for spears, and they certainly are scouting all right.
Alto!
Oh, don't be silly. How can we halt when we're not moving?
Alto! I arrest you, whoever you be, in the name of His Majesty King Blotto the Third. Wow!
Arrest us? For what? We haven't done anything.
Oh, but you have, definitely. Prisoners, fall in.
We're not prisoners, and we won't fall in.
Better step along lively or get pricked by our spears.
Maybe we better do as they say. Those pens look plenty sharp.
Prisoners, forward march all.
This is an outrage. We haven't done a thing, and, well, we're not going to march. That's what.
That's just a sample. Now hurry up.
I sure wish I had my water tester with me. I'd fix those Inkaboos in a jiffy. I'd soak them up like anything.
I could fix them, too, if they didn't have those pesky spear pens. Bless my stuffings, but they're sharp.
Look, over there. It's a town.
Sure enough. And the houses are made of cardboard. You know, they're sort of wobbling in the breeze.
You know what, Jimmy? It looks just like that toy village we got for Christmas last year. See, the walls and the roofs are held together with cardboard flaps. And the windows don't have any glass at all.
And the grass we're walking on isn't really grass, it's paper.
Just like that green grass we always have on our Easter bunny nests.
Do you kind of suppose that beach we were on was made out of sandpaper?
That's very funny. I'd laugh the stuffing out of myself if I wasn't so worried about what these Inkaboos are going to do with us.
Let's ask them and find out.
That's a good idea. Hey, you, Mr. Blotter. What's the matter?
Prisoner, you have uttered the greatest insult that can be insulted at a mighty Inkaboo.
Why? Just because he called you a blotter?
If you value your skin, you stuffed monstrosity, never say that terrible word again.
Why, certainly, if it upsets you that much. But we'd sort of like to know what you're going to do with us.
In a few moments, you shall be ushered into the presence of His Imperial Majesty, Emperor of the Inkaboos Incorporated, King Blotto III.
Ow, ow, ow!
Yeah, and what's King Blotto gonna do?
His Majesty will hear the accusations and pass judgment on you.
For what? We haven't hurt anybody.
I should say not.
That has nothing to do with the case, and King Blotto will punish you accordingly. Now, marcho!
Ow, ow, ow!
Prisoners, you are about to enter the royal audience chamber. Bow your heads and keep them there until His Majesty speaks.
I'm afraid that's impossible for me. You see, my head is fastened on so it can move sideways, but not up and down.
Oh, this will never do. Everyone must show His Majesty the utmost respect.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll just turn my head clean around so it's facing backwards.
How is that?
A bit irregular, but it'll do. Guard, sound the royal falderall. Prisoners, forward, marcho, and keep your head bowed.
Hope I don't stumble.
Me too.
With my head turned backwards, I haven't the slightest idea where I'm going.
Prisoners, alto. Your most unusually high highness, we bow in your mighty presence. Hail, King Blotto III.
Ow, ow, ow!
More respect, please. You're not half enthusiastic enough.
Ow, ow, and double wow!
That's better.
You may raise your heads now, prisoners.
Look, that's King Blotto sitting on an empty ink bottle.
What a funny king. Isn't he, Cinnamon Bear?
Wait till I get my head twisted around so I can see. Ho, ho, ho. Ho, ho, what a sight!
Order!
Who are these things, Captain?
We're not things, we're people.
And very good people, I might add.
When we wish you to add, we'll tell you about it. Quiet. Proceed, Captain.
Your Majesty, we found them standing right on the boundary line of the dominion of the Inkaboos Incorporated. And what's more, they had their shoes on.
Oh. This is an offense, isn't it? By the way, what offense is it?
A violation of Ordinance Number 23 Skidoo, which prohibits foreigners from standing on an Inkaboo boundary line with shoes on.
Oh, yes, so it does.
Well, how did we know it was against the law?
Yeah, we didn't see any boundary line. Where is it?
That's what I'd like to know. Where is it?
It's a secret.
Well, you can't very well arrest us for standing on something that we don't know where it is.
Ignorance of the law is 9/10 of something. And besides, you should have taken your shoes off. Then we wouldn't have bothered you.
Then that lets me out. I don't wear any shoes, so I couldn't very well take them off.
What? Then you're doubly guilty because you didn't have any shoes to take off.
But that's not fair. That law doesn't say anything like that.
Oh, my, so it doesn't. Well, we'll fix that. Where's my royal secretary?
Here, Your Majesty.
Take an amendment. Quote, people who don't have shoes to take off when they stand on an Inkaboo boundary line are guilty of double treason and arsenic. I, King Blotto III, so will it. Unquote.
Oh, yes, oh, yes, oh, yes.
What do you intend to do with this now?
Well, I don't quite know. Something too terrible, I fancy. That is, unless you want to try and win your freedom.
Well, how can we do that?
I'll tell you. Ever since the Inkaboos were created, I have been king because of a mysterious, magical inscription I bear on my chest. See it?
Yes, I noticed it before. It's some kind of writing.
Indeed. Pretty, isn't it? And I'm the only Inkaboo that has such an inscription.
Oh, what's it say?
That, strangers, is exactly what we've never been able to find out. Wise men from all over the realm have tried for years to decipher it, but in vain. We know it's most important. So if you prisoners can tell us what it says, we'll allow you to leave unharmed.
I know what it is, Judy and Jimmy. It's writing that's been blotted on him from a piece of paper. It's just gone backward, that's all. If I had a looking glass, I could read it off like nothing.
I have a little looking glass, Cinnamon Bear, right here in my sweater pocket.
Swell. Give it to him so we can get saved.
Here it is.
Well, strangers, will you attempt to save your lives?
Your Majesty, It has been revealed to me that I may make known to you and your subjects the inscriptions on your Majesty's person. Have I your permission to perform a bit of magic?
You have.
Very well. I approach your Majesty. I hold this magic eye to your chest. Now, looking glass, shining bright, read us what's within your sight. Hocus pocus, ishkabibble. Oh, this is good. Come here and look, Judy and Jimmy.
How dare you laugh at my chest?
I can't help it. Do you want to know what your mysterious inscription says?
Certainly. Read on.
Okay, you asked for it. Here goes. 1 pound hamburger, half a pound of Limburger cheese, 5 cents worth of onions.
He must have been blotted on somebody's shopping list.
I regret to inform your Majesty that your magical inscription is just the makings of a Dutch lunch.
Oh, enough. Your insults and laughter at our royal expense shall cost you dearly.
What do you mean?
Captain, summon the royal guard. Summon the royal executioner.
Executioner?
Conduct these insulters outside the gates.
Yes, Your Majesty.
And have them thrown into the immense inkwell.
That sounds bad for our friends, doesn't it? King Blotto III really means business, I'm afraid. It's hard to wait until next time to find out what's going to happen to Judy and Jimmy and the Cinnamon Bear when the Royal Guard and the Royal Executioner take them to the immense inkwell.
That best wish is peace on earth. Much of Reynolds' expanding aluminum production now goes to the defense of the nation, the defense of our free world. But the ultimate aim is peace always. And the great destiny of light, strong, rust-proof Reynolds aluminum lies in peaceful progress. The Reynolds Metals Company looks forward to the day when all aluminum production can be turned to constructive uses. In a future when the inspired hope of Christmas shall be realized, and on earth, peace, goodwill toward men.
You are listening to Chesterton Radio at chestertonradio.com.
The Jack Benny Program, presented by Lucky Strike.
American.
Smoke a Lucky to feel your level best. Smoke a Lucky to feel your level best. Your level best. That's how you'll feel when you light up a Lucky. Because Lucky's fine tobacco picks you up when you're low, calms you down when you're tense, puts you on the right level to feel and do your level best. It's important to you as a smoker to know that fine tobacco can do this for you. And every smoker knows. LSMFT, LSMFT. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco, mild, ripe, light tobacco. Remember, more independent tobacco experts, auctioneers, buyers, and warehousemen smoke Lucky Strike regularly than the next 2 leading brands combined. So next time you buy cigarettes, remember that Lucky's fine tobacco picks you up when you're low, calms you down when you're tense, by putting you on the right level, the Lucky level, to feel and do your level best. That's the Lucky level. Smoke a Lucky to feel your level best. Smoke a Lucky to feel your level best. Get on the Lucky level where it's fun to be alive. Get a carton of Luckies and get started today. And listen, here's a Christmas gift suggestion that's bound to make a big hit. Say Merry Christmas 200 times by giving the gay holiday-wrapped carton of 200 Luckies. And for that extra special someone on your list, give Lucky Strike 500s. The handsome Christmas gift box of 25 packages of Lucky Strike cigarettes.
The Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester, Dennis Day, the Sportsman, and yours truly, Don Wilson.
5 more days till Christmas. So let's go down to the local department store where Jack and Mary have gone to do their last-minute Christmas shopping.
Mary, read my Christmas list, will you please?
Gold cufflinks, platinum cigarette lighter, silk pajamas, a star sapphire ring, a Cadillac, a diamond stick.
No, Mary. Those are the things I'm asking Santa Claus to give me. My shopping list is on the other side.
Oh, here it is. A package of lifesavers, razor blades, toothbrush, shoelaces. Jack Benny, you ought to be ashamed.
Mary, I gave you the wrong one. Here's my Christmas list. See? Don Wilson, wallet.
Well, let's go. The leather goods counter's over there.
Gee, the store is crowded.
Can I help you, please?
Oh, yes. I'd like to see some of your wallets.
Well, we have a large variety. All these wallets you see here are $1.98.
$1.98?
Yes, sir.
Jack, here's some better wallets over here.
Oh, yes. I think Don would like this one.
It's genuine cowhide.
Cowhide? How much is that?
$40.
Cowhide. $40?
Jack, stop squeezing it. It won't give milk.
But, Mary...
Look, Jack, Don has been with you 15 years. It's about time you got him something nice.
But, Mary, $40.
Oh, Jack, for heaven's sake, for once in your life, show Don you appreciate his loyalty.
You know, Mary, you're right. I'm going to get Don this wallet. He deserves it. Mister, I'll take that $40 wallet.
Yes, sir.
Does that include the engraving?
Oh, yes. What would you like to put on it?
The price. Now, wait a minute. I want to enclose one of these cards. Let's see, what'll I write? To Don. A very Merry Christmas from Jack Benny. Here it is, mister. Make a nice gift package and see that Mr. Wilson gets it before Christmas.
Yes, sir.
Come on, Mary. I want to go to the sporting goods department and get something for Phil. Now, here we are.
Gee, they sure have a nice assortment of guns and hunting equipment, Jack.
Yeah, I think I should be able to get something for Phil here. They seem to have almost...
May I help you, sir?
Yes, clerk. I'd like to get something for a friend who is quite a sportsman.
Well, we've got all kinds of camping equipment. Does he sleep outdoors much?
Yeah, sometimes right in front of the house.
Jack.
Clerk, he has all the camping equipment he needs. His favorite sport, though, is hunting. See, he makes 2 or 3 trips a year to the high Sierras.
Oh, does he hunt bear?
Well, a few days ago, he... Uh-oh. Hey, mister, ask me that again, will you?
Does he hunt bear?
No, Petrillo makes him wear his union suit. What's the matter, clerk? Didn't you get it?
Yes, and if you'll lend me your handkerchief, I'll wipe it off.
Look, I didn't come here for any of your silly wisecracks. He thinks he's smart, doesn't he, Mary?
Don't talk to me. I'm pretending I'm not with you.
What?
And now, sir, supposing you look over some of these items while I take care of another customer.
Okay. Do you mind if I fool around with this gun?
Not at all. It's loaded.
Say, Mary, I wonder if Phil...
Hello, Mr. Benny.
Hello, Mr. Kitzel. Are you doing your Christmas shopping?
Yes, I'm buying a Christmas present for my wife. She's always complaining she hasn't got what to wear. So I think I'll get her something sporty in the line of clothes, you know.
Well, that sounds nice. Why don't you get your wife a pair of slacks?
You never saw my wife. She's not the type to wear slacks.
Why?
Well, she should be a slack. She's lumpy.
Oh, your wife is a little chubby, eh?
A little chubby. From the back, she looks like Don Wilson from the front. And sideways, you wouldn't believe it.
I'll take your word for it. Huh?
Tell me, Mr. Benny, what are you getting your neighbor for Christmas?
My neighbor?
Yes, Ronald Goldman.
Oh, no, that's Ronald Coleman. I don't know what to get him, but I'll think of something.
Yes, I suppose. Well, I better finish my shopping. Lumpy is expecting me home for dinner.
Now, goodbye, Mr. Gitzel, and Merry Christmas.
The feeling is reciprocal.
Come on, Jack. Make up your mind. We still have other shopping to do, you know.
All right. You know, I think I'll take this fishing outfit. Oh, clerk.
Just a minute. I have other customers.
Oh, all right. I'll wait.
That'll be $8.76, madam. Have you decided on that, sir? Good. That'll be $12.75.
Gee.
Yes, ma'am. $16.50 out of 20.
Gosh. Ouch.
Finally got your nose caught in it, didn't you?
Never mind. Just give me that fishing rod. Now wrap it up and I'll call for it later. Come on, Mary. Gee, my nose hurts.
Well, it's your own fault. Now let's finish our shopping.
Hey, wait a minute, Mary.
What's the matter?
I've been thinking about that card I put in Don's gift. You know, I think I should have written something clever. I'm going back to the wallet department.
Oh, for heaven's sake, Jack.
Oh, clerk.
Yes, sir?
Remember me? I bought a $40 wallet here a few minutes ago, and I'd like to change the card.
But, mister, I've already got it wrapped with ribbon and tinsel and everything.
Well, I'm sorry, but you'll have to open it up. I want to change the card.
But, mister...
Now, please, I'm a customer here. Open it up.
Okay.
I know what I'll do. I'll write a poem.
Oh, fine. Henry Wadsworth Tightfellow.
Let's see. I've got one. To Don. This gift is from Jackie, and golly, oh shucks. I hope that you like it. It costs $40. There you are, mister. Wrap this up with a gift.
I'm wrapping it.
Come on, Mary. You know, Mary, I'm glad I'm giving Don that $40 wallet.
Yeah, it'd be kind of tough to get a rhyme for $1.98.
Yeah. Now, Mary, let's go up to the mezzanine and... Oh, hello, Phil.
Hiya, Jackson. Hello, Livy, you little fugitive from the doll counter.
Hello, Phil. My, you certainly loaded down with packages.
Yeah, I've been shopping all day. Got presents for everybody. How about you two?
Well, I'm nearly finished with my shopping.
Your $5 is almost gone, huh?
Phil, for your information, I just spent $40 on Don Wilson.
What'd you do, take him to lunch?
No,
look out, Phil. One of your packages is slipping.
Yeah, there it goes. Oh, darn it. Now I'll have to get Remley another present.
Let's move away. I'm getting dizzy.
Phil, did you get gifts for the rest of your band?
Yeah, I bought every guy in my orchestra a pair of bedroom slippers.
Bedroom slippers for your musicians?
I thought if I could get them started with those, maybe we could get shoes on them later.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
Anyway, I got all my boys taken care of. The only one I ain't got a gift for yet is Alice.
Maybe she'd like Taboo.
Could be. She thought he was great in Elephant Boy.
Phil, that's Taboo. He's a picture star.
I wouldn't know. I'm a radio man myself. Well, I'll be running along. I got to get Remley another bottle of toilet water.
Toilet water? Phil, that bottle that broke was toilet water?
Certainly. If it was the other, do you think I'd have stood here and let it soak into the rug? See you later, Jackson. Bye,
Mary.
Phil.
Goodbye, Phil. Come on, Mary. You know, I'm going to be on Phil's show, but he doesn't know it, you know. Hey, let's go up to the mezzanine. They always have nice things up there.
Okay, here's the elevator.
Yeah. The mezzanine, please. Gee, that's funny, Mary. 4 guys running one elevator.
Second floor. Christmas toys for girls and boys, sweaters, shirts, and ties. Corset stays, men's toupees, toothpicks any size. You will like Lucky Strike. Buy them here because they're round and firm and fully packed, just like Santa Claus.
Fellas, you passed my floor. Look, I wanted to get off at the mezzanine.
3rd floor.
Here you'll find Venetian blinds, pool and billiard cues, movie reels, rubber heels, boots and button shoes, coaster bikes, Lucky Strikes, try one and you'll see. Your best bet in cigarettes is LSMFT.
Fellas, look, take me down, will you? I wanted the mezzanine.
Fourth floor.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
Pots and pans, garbage cans, silverware and knives, buggy whips and pillow slips, chinaware and chives, cartons of smokes you love make a perfect gift. Lucky's are the best by far, so give your friends a lift.
Look at fellas, please. I wanted the mezzanine. Take me to the mezzanine.
Fifth floor. Tootsie Rolls, donut holes, button hooks and bows, violins that fit your chin, shovels, rakes, and hoes, railroad spikes, Lucky Strikes, get them on this floor. Once you smoke a Lucky Strike, we're sure that you'll want more.
Look, boys, I want to finish shopping. Now take me down to the mezzanine.
Going down.
Mezzanine, gasoline, alligator bags, coats and boats and dilly goats and girdles if it sags.
Let us off, we got things to do.
Merry Christmas to you all, and a Happy New Year
Look, Jack, we're back on the main floor.
Well, how do you like that? I asked him to... Say, it's just as well. You know, I've been thinking about that card for Don's wallet.
Jack.
I don't think it's an appropriate card for a $40 gift. I'm going back and change it.
Well, I haven't got nerve enough to face that clerk. I'm going to buy something for my sister Babe.
Babe, what are you going to get her?
Well, she asked me to send her a telescope.
What does Babe want with a telescope?
She lives across the street from the YMCA.
Oh. Well, I'll meet you here later. I'm going to change that card. Oh, clerk. Clerk.
Yes, sir. What can I... Oh, it's you again.
Yes. I want to change the card in that gift.
Oh, no. No. First you buy the gift, then you write the card. Then I wrap the gift. Then you change the card.
But look, mister...
Then I unwrap the gift.
Mister...
And then you rewrite the card. And then I wrap the gift. And now you want to write another card.
Look, never mind that. Just unwrap the gift, will you?
I've already sent it down to the delivery department.
Well, look, you'll just have to go down there and get it.
All right, I'll go. I haven't run into anyone like you in 20 years. Oh, why did the governor have to give me that pardon?
Look, just bring me my package, will you?
All right, I'll get it. I'll get it.
What an eccentric character, you know? Something like it.
Stevie, maybe we can buy something for Mr. Benny here.
Okay, Joey, let's look around.
Something I can do for you boys?
Yes, we'd like to buy something for the treasurer of our club, the Beverly Hills Beavers.
A present for the treasurer of your club, eh? How old is he?
About the same age as you. 39.
Well, boys, it's none of my business, but how come you picked a 39-year-old man to be the treasurer of your beaver club?
Because he's such a good businessman. He puts all of our dues in the treasury, and then he lends it out at 10%.
Oh, I see. Who does he lend it to?
Us?
And now that it's Christmas, we were thinking of getting him a necktie.
Well, that's always a nice present. Why don't you buy him one that matches his favorite suit?
No, we like this one. It matches his eyes.
Oh, are his eyes blue?
Bluer than the waters of Lake Louise under a sultry summer sky.
My, where did you boys learn that?
Every beaver has to memorize it before I can borrow money.
Well, I'm sure he'll like this tie. It's $1.50. I'll wrap it up for you.
Thank you.
Here you are, mister. Now, let's not have any more trouble. Make the card out right this time, will you?
Yes, Jack, we've wasted enough time.
All right. How do you think this sounds, Mary? To Don. Your pear-shaped tones, many announcers ape, but no one can match your pear-shaped shape. Isn't that cute, huh?
Yes, Jack, it's a beautiful poem. Nick Kenny would be proud of it.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Mr. Benny. Hello, Mary.
Hello, Dennis.
Dennis, I didn't expect to run into you here.
Oh, I brought my mother's lunch. She's the Santa Claus.
Your mother is a Santa Claus with a white beard and everything?
Yeah, and she sure fooled my father. He climbed up in her lap and told her he wanted Hedy Lamarr for Christmas.
Oh, for heaven's sake, what did she do?
I don't know, but now my father goes around singing, all I want for Christmas is my 2 front teeth.
Oh, say, Dennis, listen. Come here a minute, will you?
Huh?
Dennis, you've been a nice kid. You've been with me so long. Here it is Christmas, and, well, here's a $50 bonus.
Oh, that's just a trick to get me to buy something for you.
It is not. I don't care if you don't get me anything.
Oh, yeah? Last year when I forgot to buy you a present, you picked me up and threw me in your Bendix.
What?
And then you charged me 40 cents for washing my shirt.
Look, kid, if you don't want... Oh, my goodness.
What's the matter, Jack?
Just a minute. Oh, clerk.
Now what?
Now what? That card I wrote to Mr. Wilson, I left it right here on the counter, and I can't find it.
Oh, don't worry about it. I found it, and I put it in the package, wrapped it up, and sent it down to the delivery room.
Well, I forgot to sign the card.
Jack, let's go. You're creating a scene.
It's okay, lady. I'll get his package. The customer is always right. And this jerk is a customer.
See, Mary, you've got to know how to handle these people, you see. Now, come on, let's shop around till he gets the package from the delivery room, will you? Say, Mary, what do you think I ought to get for my sister Florence?
Well, I don't know. Lingerie might be nice.
Say, yeah, that sounds pretty good.
There's the lingerie counter right over there.
Oh, yeah. Pardon me, but would you mind waiting on us?
Why not? Your money's as good as anybody.
Well, could you show me something in silk lingerie?
Certainly. What's your size?
Look, they're not for me.
They're for his sister, size 34.
Okay. Here's a whole box of them.
Will you lay the lingerie out for us, please?
Well, just a minute till I put my gloves on.
Gloves?
Touching that stuff with my bare hands makes me a nervous wreck.
What?
Especially the black ones.
Look, mister, we haven't got all day. Show us something in size 34.
Okay. Here's a nice little garment. A genuine pure silk nightie.
Gee, that's awfully pretty. I think this would be very... wait a minute, mister. What are these little loops on the bottom of the nightgown?
The loops?
Yeah, the loops.
Yes, what are the loops for?
When you go to bed, you hook them over your toes so the nightgown won't creep up on you.
Well, that's swell, really. Wrap it up and send it to my sister, Mrs. Florence Spenshel. Here's the address.
Yes, sir.
Oh, look, Jack, there's Rochester doing his Christmas shopping, too.
Yeah, shh. I want to hear what he's getting.
Can I do anything for you?
Yes, I'm looking for a Christmas present for my boss.
Perhaps if you told me something about your employer, I'd be able to make some suggestions. How old is he?
That and what happened to the gas man are the two burning issues of Beverly Hills.
Well, you can't go wrong if you get him a nice scarf. We have some beautiful silk ones for $20.
Yeah, I'd like that.
Jack, he'll hear you.
No, I'm afraid $20 is more than I had in mind.
We also have some lovely ones for $15.
That's still too much.
$12.50?
Well,
we have other gifts for about $10. $7.50? $6? $5?
When you get down to $1.25, wrap it up.
Well, that's not much of a gift. What does your boss usually give you for Christmas?
A brand new dollar bill and a lecture on the evils of wine, women, and song.
Oh. Well, look, if he's that kind of a man, why do you keep working for him?
Well, it's kind of hard to explain. But he's good, thoughtful, kind, considerate, and he gives me his old toupees to cover my bicycle seat.
Oh. Well, here's a nice red scarf, which is really an excellent buy.
I'd rather take this one here. The color will match his eyes.
Are his eyes blue?
Bluer than the waters of Lake Louise under a sultry summer sky.
Oh, are you a beaver?
No, but I work like one.
Jack, what did he mean by that?
I don't know, Mary. Some little joke, I guess. Now, come on, let's go and see. Oh, Mary. I just thought of something.
Not again.
Come on with me. It'll only take a minute.
Oh, clerk. Here's the package. I got it up from the delivery room. I'll go on and sign the card.
No. That's not important now. I want to change the wallet.
What?
Instead of the $40 one, I'll take the one that costs $1.98. Gee, he was such a young fellow, too. Well, I'll take the $1.98 wallet and put the money in his hand. Come on, Mary, let's go. Now, I wonder if we have to... Oh, look who's here. Hey, Don! Don!
Oh, hi, Jack. Hello, Mary. Gee, what trouble I'm having in this store. Wish I didn't have such a big stomach.
Why?
Well, it seems there's a piano missing, and they searched me 3 times.
Oh.
Don, have you bought your wife's present yet?
Oh, yes, I did that yesterday, but today I bought a gift for our gardener.
Your gardener? Well, what'd you buy him?
A $40 wallet.
A $40 wallet? For your gardener?
Jack, the only other ones they had were $1.98, and I wouldn't give that to a dog.
Well, you can start barking, brother, and Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Merry Christmas, Don. See you later. Come on, Mary, let's go home. And now, ladies and gentlemen, as is our custom every Christmas, at this time, Dennis Day will sing Ave Maria.
Gratia
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of my sponsors and my entire staff, I want to wish all of you a very Merry Christmas. Good night.
This is NBC, the national broadcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, a long time ago it was written that man shall not live by bread alone. In this often quoted line from the Bible, bread is merely a symbol of all material values. And although we in America have the greatest material advantages in the world, they are not enough to bring us complete happiness. We must find that happiness in our spiritual as well as our material lives, in faith as well as bread. In America, one of our most precious heritages is the right to worship as we please, to know the spiritual pleasures of our churches and synagogues. The doors of your places of worship stand open to you, and your religious leaders will welcome you to their services. They also offer you personal and family guidance and the opportunity to become a firm part of your community. Through our churches and synagogues, that community and the families within it can find stability. And as an individual, you can find the peace that only religion can bring. Thus, the religious organizations of America invite you to find yourself through faith and come to church this week. Good night.
This is Chesterton Radio, your home for podcasts of works by G.K. Chesterton, plus drama, comedy, mystery, science fiction, big bands, and much more. The soundtrack to your Chesterton day at chestertonradio.com.
Don't turn that dial. This is the right station if you wish to hear about Jonathan Thomas and his Christmas on the Moon. If there should be some folks about who scoff and laugh and seem to doubt this story of Jonathan Thomas, of how he went upstairs one night and went to sleep with his eyes closed tight until a light from the moon came into his room and two little people named Ezra and Jeeple slid down and started to frown at Guz, that's his teddy bear. Why, don't you care if they laugh and sneer? 'Cause it happened, and that's a promise. It happened as true as things happen to you. And this truly happened to Jonathan Thomas. Guz growled at those elves till they were beside themselves and chased them up to the moon. And Jonathan Thomas, he chased after Guz, and he shouted to Guz to come back because he was afraid he might get lost. And pretty soon he reached the moon. He knew because it was covered with frost. But Jonathan Thomas didn't mind the cold, for he was 6 and very brave and bold. But he did get scared at a man with a beard, with the funniest face he'd seen any place. And he wished he could find Guz pretty soon, but he couldn't. So he asked the man in the moon. But then in a hurry, with a terrible flurry, there was the awfulest noise, which would scare most boys, but didn't scare him, because he got as mad as he ever had when the Squibubbles kidnapped Santa Claus. Then, what do you think? As quick as a wink, some policemen came and put the blame on Jonathan Thomas, and he went to a court of the very worst sort. It was the court of old King Cole, who said, "Oh, now you must go, for you have broken the laws. You're a wicked spy, and you'll have to die unless you bring back Santa Claus." So Jonathan Thomas, he gave his promise, and he left the court in a terrible gloom, for he didn't know where he ought to go. And then he met the man in the moon, who said that, of course, he'd get his horse. That is, if he didn't mind, for it isn't much fun when there's only one who's got Santa Claus to find. So Jonathan Thomas, he said, "Why, yes, and what happened next you won't have to guess, for quicker than you can count up to 10, here's where the story begins again."
Squim-dum-dee, squim-dum-do, there are some things that I must know. Be it happy or be it sad, be it good or be it bad. So speak, O magic mirror, great and wise.
Ask me no questions, and I'll tell you no lies.
Alas, you wicked looking glass, unless your sass very quickly ceases, I'll break you into 1,000,000 pieces. So speak the truth, and tell to me what strangers doth appear to thee.
Oh, evil witch of Rumpelstilch, this is what toad. There is not one, but 1, 2, 3.
Forsooth, you speak the truth, O magic mirror great, and I would know as to where they go. So tell it to me straight.
They approach the river, and much I quiver to see them shiver so. For the icy stream doth plan and scheme to hold them in its course. The man in the moon, and Jonathan Thomas, and Gorgonzola, the horse.
They've come to rescue Santa Claus, but I shan't let them, because I'll call down my wrath and then laugh to see them suffer so. They'll be so afraid, they'll wish they'd stayed and never set out to go. Squeam-dum-dee, squeam-dum-do, and never set out to go.
Oh, we're off to the land of Squeak-Bobble. We'll run and we'll walk and we'll hobble. We'll never come back till we've taken a whack at the terrible land of Squeak-Bobble.
We must hurry because we must find Santa Claus, or there'll be no Christmas this year. And things will be sad and most horribly bad, and people will cry. Oh, dear.
So we're off to the land of Squeak-Bobble. We'll run and we'll walk and we'll hobble. We'll never come back till we've taken a whack at the terrible land of Squeak-Bobble. We're off to the land of Squeak-Bobble. We'll run and we'll walk and we'll hobble. We'll never come back till we've taken a whack at the terrible land of Squeak-Bobble.
Yeah. My gracious and Jiminy Crickets. Yeah. What a beautiful song that is.
I think it's the best song I ever heard.
Oh, it's stupendous. It's colossal. It's gigantic mammoth. And it nearly drives me frantic. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. Ha-cha-cha-cha-cha.
How much farther do we have to go, Mr. Man in the Moon, if you please, sir?
Oh, just about as far as from here to there.
But if you please, sir, how long is that?
About as long as a piece of string without any knots in it. Yeah. And we must be careful now, because we're in the canyon of the Three Dwarfs. Oh, it's Moira. That's what it is, nothing but plain Moira.
Oh, look, Mr. Man in the Moon. There's somebody standing over there.
Oh, my gracious to goodness to Agnes me. It's the Three Dwarfs, I think. Ask them who they are, Jonathan Thomas.
Yes, sir. Who are you, if you please?
I'm Sneasel. I'm Weasel. I'm Beelzebub.
Who are you? I am the Man in the Moon.
And I'm Jonathan Thomas.
And I'm Gorgonzola the horse.
And we're going to the land of the Sweet Bubble to rescue Santa Claus. He's been kidnapped.
Yes, and we'd be ever so grateful if you'd let us go through your canyon.
You'll have to pay to go this way. And if you don't, you'll have to stay.
Well, of course we'll pay. How much do you want?
Each will have to pay a song. And if the song is much too long, or if you've learned it wrong, you can't go through. Not one of you. That's what you'll have to do.
Oh, but I don't know any songs. Well, not very good ones.
Then you'd better make one up, lower down, or we'll never get through the canyon.
You'd better hurry. Oh, don't you worry. We'll leave in a scurry. And never let you. Or you. Go through our canyon.
Well, very well, then. I'll sing mine first, yeah? Oh, I'm the Man in the Moon who's singing this dreadful tune. It's up to you when I get through, which I hope will be very soon. Yeah. Now it's your turn, Jonathan Thomas.
Oh, but I only know one song.
Then sing it and ring it and swing it.
Yes, sir, if you please. A wee little fork and a knife and a spoon set out for adventure one day. The fork and the spoon to the wee little mouth of a wee little boy found their way. But the wee little knife by the side of the plate thought he had wasted his life. For somebody's mother had firmly announced that a boy mustn't eat with his knife. But the wee little boy smiled down and said, I'll use you to butter my bread. And you can't do that with a fork or a spoon. God bless you, the little knife said.
Oh, it's stupendous. It's colossal. It's gigantic.
That's a wonderful song, but a trifle too long. But there wasn't a word that was wrong. You pleased us so that you may go. We cannot tell you no. And we'll give to you this magic shoe, so the evil witch can't trouble you. And this magic hat, which goes with that, will make them wonder where you're at. Whenever you say Scat.
Oh, thank you very much. But you shouldn't say, wonder where you're at. You should say, wonder where I am.
I'm doesn't rhyme with hat. And that's that, you bat.
Hey. Why, gracious to goodness. Run for your lives. There comes the witch.
Oh, Mr. Manning.
Oh, it's terrifying. That's what it is. Nothing but terrifying. Yeah, come on, quick, Jonathan Thomas. Put on your hat and say scat, or the witch will have you, and that will be that. Come on, hurry, let's
go. Oh, do you suppose Jonathan Thomas said scat quickly enough? Or do you suppose the evil witch got him? Well, I guess we'll just have to wait and find out. Oh, but I hope not. Don't you?
There are people in most countries who would like to live in the Republic of the United States or the Dominion of Canada where that good Olga coal is sold. The citizens of our free countries are the envy of many people elsewhere because of the personal freedom which we have enjoyed. Why, then, doesn't every country adopt a form of free government? One answer is that, unfortunately, there are people and parties in many nations who are so greedy for power that they will sacrifice the freedom of their fellow countrymen to obtain power for themselves. History, even recent history, is replete with such instances. That is why the citizens of the Republic of the United States and the Dominion of Canada must be careful to recognize at its very beginning any movement to steal or limit their freedom. That is not always easy. The man who would enslave a free people doesn't begin by saying, now I'm going to be your dictator. Instead, he probably will claim that he is a devoted supporter of personal freedom, but all the while he will support policies that weaken and undermine personal freedom. Such a man will deny any totalitarian aims, but free citizens must not be deceived by such denials. Apparently, it is a cardinal principle of every sincere totalitarian that he is justified in lying, if such lies will advance his plans. In these times, no public figure and no party or organization supporting such a person can be accepted without careful consideration. Every public figure and organization must be carefully scrutinized, and if their real aims are to limit or to destroy our freedom as individuals, they must be opposed and defeated.
This is Chesterton Radio, the true, good, and beautiful at chestertonradio.com.
Lux presents Hollywood. The Lux Radio Theater brings you Barbara Stanwyck and Fred McMurray in Remember the Night with Elizabeth Patterson, Beulah Bondi, and Sterling Holloway. And ladies and gentlemen, your producer, Mr. Cecil B. DeMille. Greetings from Hollywood, ladies and gentlemen. Fine acting, a good story, and superb direction each contribute to the success of a motion picture. And we'll have to combine all three to explain the resounding success of the current Paramount picture, Remember the Night. As it happens, I take a personal pride in the success of this picture, because Mitchell Lyson, who directed it, served his apprenticeship with me. Consequently, it's with a special bow in Mitch's direction that I introduce our radio adaptation of his screen hit, Remember the Night. A triumphal return engagement for the same two stars who played it on the screen, Barbara Stanwyck and Fred McMurray. And with them we have Beulah Bondi, Elizabeth Patterson, and Sterling Holloway of the picture cast. Remember the Night is a play you'll remember, and Lux Toilet Soap is a product you'll remember. When our feminine listeners remember to think of their appearance, and that's at least, part of the time, they know Lux Toilet Soap is a real aid to loveliness. Just why Barbara Stanwyck and Fred McMurray have never been teamed before is one of Hollywood's unsolved mysteries. But the results in this picture call loudly for more of the same. So we were very insistent on having these stars of the picture in our production tonight. Barbara dropped in to visit my Northwest Mounted Police set, but I sent her home right away to get her script of Remember the Night. And I had to break into something to get Fred McMurray. I had to break into his vacation in Mexico. It was the same vacation which we interrupted a few weeks ago to bring him back to this microphone. However, he took our persecution very amiably and buckled right down to work. Ordinarily, I don't suppose a courtroom is the most promising place in the world for a love story, especially if the party of the first part is the prosecutor and the party of the second part is the girl on trial. But Remember the Night is delightfully original from beginning to end, with a love story that begins in a law court. So once more, it's curtain time in the Lux Radio Theater as we start Act One of Remember the Night, starring Barbara Stanwyck as Lee Leander, Fred McMurray as John Sargent, with Beulah Bondi as his mother, Elizabeth Patterson as Aunt Emma, and Sterling Holloway as Willie. A jewelry store on New York's Fifth Avenue. In the glittering showcases, 1,000 precious stones sparkle in their brilliant settings. Although it's just a few weeks before Christmas, there's only one customer in the store this afternoon, a pretty girl in costly furs. On her wrist is a diamond bracelet, placed there by an enthusiastic clerk. He smiles happily, sensing the sale is practically complete.
Glorious, madam, isn't it? One of our most beautiful bracelets, really.
Yes, it is beautiful.
You won't regret taking it, madam.
I'm sure I won't. What's the price, please?
Only $5,000.
$5,000, that's reasonable.
You won't find another one like it in New York, madam. Shall I have Mr. Meyer make out the papers?
Just a moment, please. I think I'd like to see one or two more before I make up my mind. That one in the lower tray, please. Let me see that.
Oh, of course, madam. Personally, I prefer the one you're wearing, but this one's quite beautiful, too. The emeralds set the diamonds off very nicely. Now, if you'll just place this one on your... Madam! Madam! Where? Why, she's gone! Mr. Meyer! Mr. Meyer! She's gone! Police! Police!
Jones, what is it?
Oh, that girl. She went out the door while my back was turned. She went out with a $5,000 bracelet.
Calling car number 17. Car number 17. Pickup girl about 23 years. Dark complexion, silver fox furs. Vicinity 5th Avenue, 54th Street. Search for diamond bracelet stolen from Meyer and Company. That is all.
Hello. Oh, this is Officer Cassidy reporting to headquarters. Say, we picked up that girl on call 17. Yeah. Caught her cold with the goods in a hock shop over on 3rd Avenue. She was trying to pawn the bracelet. Yeah. Okay. I'm bringing her in now.
District Attorney's office. Who? Oh, just a moment.
Who is it?
Commissioner's office. It's about that acquittal yesterday in the shooting case.
Tell him I'm busy.
Hello? Can the district attorney call you back? Thank you.
Is that all they have to do? Beef about acquittals? All right, Tom, let's get going.
Okay, boss.
What's the first case today?
That's a cinch. Dame by the name of Lee Leander cops a bracelet out of Meyer and Company on 3rd Avenue in Hoxton. Open and shut.
First offense?
Nah, she's got a record. This is her 3rd offense.
Well, that's good, that's good. The first offender at Christmas time is tougher than tiger meat. Tom, look at that chart. Convictions only 78% as against 82% last year.
Say, can I handle this case, boss? I'll get you conviction.
You probably could handle it as well as some of these dopes, but when the right case comes along, I'll give it to you. Wife beater or something like that. Your face isn't right to prosecute a woman.
Oh, boss, listen.
Nothing doing, Tom, nothing doing. We'll get Sergeant on this one.
Sergeant? What's his face got that mine hasn't got?
Whatever it is, he's never lost a case for me yet.
Yeah, but he's gone home for Christmas. Ohio, Oklahoma, someplace like that. Now, listen, I could get you a conviction so
quick...
Take
it easy, Tom. Take it easy. Miss Day, get me John Sargent on the phone.
Yes, sir.
Now, boss, now that ain't fair.
Stop moaning. Sargent's terrific with these pretty girls, John.
Oh, Mr. Sergeant. Mr. Sergeant. Phone's ringing.
Well, answer it, will you? I'm trying to get packed up in here.
Okay, I'll answer. Hello.
Hey, wait a minute, Rufus. Listen, if that's the office, tell him I've already left.
Okay. Hello. Yes, sir. Yes. Well, this is the office. He's already left.
Oh, you blockhead. Give me that phone.
I just said...
Shut up.
Good morning. Who all wants to speak to Master Sergeant, please?
Hello, Sergeant. Who do you think you're kidding?
Oh, all right, never mind. Who is this?
This is your boss. You know, it's a good thing you didn't take up acting for a living.
Yeah? Well, what do you want?
Well, listen, we got a case to try this morning. I'll see you at the office in 15 minutes.
Now, wait a minute. I'm supposed to be going home for Christmas.
Sure. You can leave here this afternoon.
Yeah, but I've got 730 miles to drive. You told me I could...
Now, look, Jack, don't argue. It's a female case, and I need you. Now, come on.
Oh, I was afraid of this. Who's defending?
O'Leary?
That windbag? He'll give us the Gettysburg Address and the Declaration of Independence.
Oh, no, he won't. I'll have Tom meet you in court, and you'll be out of there by noon. Now, get right down here. Goodbye.
Now, listen, boss. Hello. Oh, O'Leary. He'll talk all day long.
When you leave, Mr. Sergeant.
Shut up.
Quiet, please. Proceed with your summation, Mr. O'Leary.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, during the course of this trial, you've heard the prosecuting attorney, Mr. Sargent, attempt to prove that a valuable bracelet was taken from the premises of Meyer and Company by the defendant. All this has been a waste of time, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, of your time and mine. Time we could spend to better advantage in last-minute Christmas shopping. At least I know that's what I'd like to be doing.
May it please the court, we object, Your Honor. The jury's Christmas shopping has nothing to do with the case.
Objection sustained.
I withdraw the illusion, Your Honor. Ladies and gentlemen, when I say that time has been wasted, I mean the state has gone to great lengths to prove that Anna Rose Malone, sometimes known as Lee Leander,
sometimes known as a lot of other things,
did on the afternoon of December 3rd walk out upon Fifth Avenue with a bracelet which was still the property of Meyer and Company. To prove something she freely admits, as if the proof of this constituted a proof of guilt. Since the dawn of civilization, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, since the beginnings of jurisprudence, wise men and women have refused to be hoodwinked by circumstantial evidence. The contents of a whiskey bottle...
Hey, Jack, I don't like a smile on that jury's pen.
All juries get soft-hearted at Christmas, Tommy. If you ever get a case to prosecute and you see that peace on earth, goodwill toward men look come in their eyes, get a continuance. Even if you have to fall down and tell the judge you ate green apples.
That a young woman walking out of a store with something not her own is necessarily an evildoer. Oh, how flimsy is this argument. How unfair. But on it, and because of it, you have been asked to take away the liberty of a fellow human being. Now, the truth is simple. The bracelet was removed during a temporary loss of will and consciousness, now known as schizophrenia, but formerly known as hypnotism.
Holy mackerel, that's a sweet one, hypnotism.
Shut up, Tommy.
You mean you're not going to object?
Shut up. He's just postponed the case till after Christmas.
Yeah? How do you figure that?
Hypnotism.
Oh.
Yes, I said hypnotism, and that's exactly what I meant. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I want you to gaze upon this girl's face. Is this the face of a hardened criminal? An outcast from society? No. But the prosecution would have you believe that she willingly and in her right mind stole a bracelet. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you what really happened. The truth. This girl, this poor unfortunate creature, went into that jewelry store, not to buy, not to steal, but only to look. A salesman showed her the bracelet, urged her to clasp it around her wrist, begged her to examine it under a more powerful light, and then excused himself. The bracelet is under a powerful light. The young girl stares at it closer. The great central stone flashes blindingly in her eyes. Blue, green, purple, orange, closer, still closer. Suddenly, the colors are gone. Everything is dark. A breath of cold air brings her to her senses, but what's this? Where is the jewelry store? Where is the light she was standing under? What is she doing on Fifth Avenue, blocks away from Meyer and Company? She doesn't know. She can't remember. Her mind is a blank. And why? Why, this girl, this poor, unfortunate creature, was a victim, an unwilling victim of hypnosis. Your Honor, the defense rests.
All right, now, Tommy, watch. Your Honor.
Yes?
Your Honor, the hypothesis of hypnotism is a very interesting one. Let me be the first to admit it. But unfortunately, I am no Svengali, nor are you, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. The people of the state of New York will require the expert testimony of Dr. Kindness, the psychiatrist. For this purpose, the people will request a continuance be granted till after the Christmas holidays.
We object, Your Honor. The defense has already summed up. The case was practically closed.
Objection overruled.
But, Your Honor...
The defendant will remain in custody, subject to giving a $5,000 bond. And all jurors, parties, and witnesses are instructed to return to the court Tuesday, January 3rd. Court adjourned, and a very Merry Christmas to you all.
Just a minute, Sergeant. That was a dirty trick you played on me. Means another day in court. And I don't get paid by the state. I have to earn my money.
No more sense of humor than a gravestone.
Huh?
Well, Merry Christmas, Francis.
Why, you...
Take it easy, Miss Leanne.
Let me go. I want to speak to my lawyer. Mr. O'Leary, this guard says I have to have a bond or stay in jail.
That's right.
Is it right? You ought to know, Mr. District Attorney.
I'm afraid it is.
Well, how can I get a bond? I haven't any more money, and I don't want to spend Christmas in jail. Please don't let them do that.
What do you mean you haven't got any more money? What have I been talking for, to hear my own voice?
If you hadn't talked so much, I'd be out of here right now.
What do you mean by that?
Hypnotism. That gag so old it's got whiskers. Oh, please don't let them keep me here over Christmas.
What's the difference? What could you do if you haven't got any money?
I could walk around, couldn't I?
Come on, miss. It ain't as bad as you think. You get a nice little room and a nice turkey dinner on Christmas.
Yes, I know. Never mind the build-up. Let's go. I hope you have a Merry Christmas, Mr. Sergeant.
Hey, she's kind of sore at you, Jack.
Yeah. Say, Tommy, on your way out, send Fat Mike in here, will you?
Huh? Fat Mike the bondsman?
If you know any other Fat Mikes, you can send them, too.
I get it.
You don't, but let it pass.
Okay, I'll send him right away.
Hey, Mike. Sure? Mr. Sergeant wants to see you right away. Sure, coming. Hello, Mr. Sergeant. You want to see me?
Yeah. What'll you charge for 5,000 bail from now till January 3rd?
Did they pin something on you, pal?
No, it isn't for me. It's for the young woman who's in here today.
Oh, I see.
How much?
For a friend of yours? Nothing. Not a red Samilka.
I didn't ask you for any favors.
Favors? It's a privilege. You still living at the same place?
Yeah. Why?
How soon you want her out?
Right away.
Okay, she's out.
Thanks. So long. Hey, Rufus, you got those other grips packed? Rufus!
Yeah, I am, boss.
What's the matter with you?
She's here, boss.
Who's here?
I don't know.
Then how do you know she's here?
I just let her in the living room.
You let who in?
The lady.
You mean there's a lady here in the apartment?
Yes, sir.
Well, what'd you let her in for? I told you I wasn't home to anybody.
Yes, sir. I told him that. But he shoved the door open anyhow and pushed the lady in with his compliments.
Who did?
A man, Fat Ike.
Fat Ike? You mean Fat Mike?
Yes, sir. He sure ain't Thin Mike.
What did he bring her here for?
I don't know.
Guess I'll have to go and speak to her.
Yes, you will.
Well, hello.
Hello.
What are you doing here?
I don't know yet, but I've got a rough idea.
Well, anyway, I'm glad you're out.
Mm-hmm. Now what do I have to do for it?
Well, for one thing, you could say thank you, but if that doesn't fit in with your plans, just skip it. My motives in this matter...
Here you are, boss. Here's the drinks.
What drinks? I didn't tell you
Got some soda mints?
Thanks.
Drink, boss?
Get out of here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I know.
You know, one of these days, one of you boys is going to start one of these scenes differently. And one of us girls is going to drop dead from surprise.
What are you talking about?
I suppose you do this with all the lady prisoners?
Oh, yes. My life is just one long round of whoopee.
Well, you're in a good spot for it.
Wonderful. I have only to wave a finger and I can satisfy my slightest whim.
And I suppose if anybody says no, you just put them right back in the cooler.
That's right. Now, look. When court reconvenes, I'm going to try to put you in jail for a good long time. That's my business. But you haven't been convicted yet, so I don't see why you shouldn't enjoy Christmas like the rest of us. That's why I told Mike to get you out.
And bring me up here.
I did not tell him to bring you up here.
Then why did that gorilla bring me up here?
Because he's got a mind like a sewer.
Thanks.
Now, look, I'm very glad to have been of service to you. Now, if
You mean I don't have to stay here if I don't want to?
You most certainly do not.
Oh, then I'll stay. But I won't be forced.
Now, wait a minute.
You know, there's nothing as dangerous as a square shooter. If all men were like you, there wouldn't be any nice girls left.
Yes, well, all this is leading into a very interesting subject that I haven't time to pursue at the moment. I'm going away on a little trip, and it's quite a drive, and I haven't had my dinner yet.
Oh, You mean you want me to go?
Well, yes.
Where?
Where what?
Well, I was on my way to a nice, comfortable jail with 3 meals a day and turkey for Christmas, and now
Don't you live someplace?
No.
Well, where have you been living? In a tree?
I had a room at a hotel, but they locked me out.
Oh. Well, how much do you owe this hotel?
$126.40.
Oh. Well, that doesn't solve any problem.
Look, why don't you just put me back in the clink? That solves lots of problems.
Well, for one thing, I'm not sure I can't. And, well, that wasn't the idea. Have you had dinner?
Not yet.
Now, come on, then. I'll take you to dinner and we'll figure something out.
You really didn't want me to come here at all, then?
I'm sorry to say I did not.
I see. Well, shall we go?
Here's your hat, boss. Going out, huh?
Yes, I am.
Hot dog. But don't forget you got to see your mom.
Shut up. Want anything else?
No, thanks. It's been nice up to now.
Yeah. You know, I was thinking I might lend you my apartment while I'm away.
Oh, that sounds like a play, doesn't it?
Yeah, sounds like a flop.
Don't worry about me. I can always chisel a hotel for a week or so.
That's a nice, cheesy idea.
Well, I'm not going to sleep in the subway. And as far as the holiday's concerned, I guess I'll get plenty of that when you get through with me. Oh, not that I mean it in a disagreeable way, you understand.
I understand.
Your business is your business. Of course, some people wouldn't care for that kind of business, but somebody has to do the dirty work.
Thanks.
Just too bad it had to be somebody as nice as you.
How long have you been swiping things?
Always.
Have you been caught before?
Uh-huh.
Did you take things you didn't need?
Sure.
In the presence of beautiful things, did you feel a sudden irresistible urge to take them in your hands and hurry away with them?
Oh, you mean was I hypnotized?
No, I mean maybe you're a kleptomaniac.
Oh, no. They tried that, though. Now, you see, to be a kleptomaniac, you can't sell any of the stuff afterwards or you lose your amateur standing.
I don't understand it.
I don't think you ever could understand because your mind is different. Right or wrong is the same for everybody, you see, but the rights and the wrongs aren't the same.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Is it? All right, try it like this. Suppose you were starving to death.
Yeah?
And you didn't have any food, and you didn't have any money, and you didn't have any place to get anything. Mm-hmm. And there were some loaves of bread out in front of a market, and, well, now remember, you're starving to death, and the man's back was turned. Would you swipe one?
You bet I would.
That's because you're honest. You see, I'd have a 6-course dinner at the table d'hote across the street and then say I'd forgotten my purse. Get the difference?
I think you're way smarter.
Yeah, that's it. We're smart. Very smart.
Well, we're all finished. Waiter, check, please.
Right away, sir.
Well, Miss Leander, I've got a couple of extra bucks I don't need. Here's my Christmas dinner I promised you, and a room and a couple of breakfasts.
Oh, thanks. Thanks a lot.
Check, sir.
Oh, here you are. Oh, will you ask the band to play my Indiana Home?
Oh, yes, sir. I'll ask them.
Thank you.
Why do you want them to play that?
Because that's where I'm going.
No. Are you a Hoosier?
Yeah, Wabash, Indiana. That is a farm just outside of Wabash.
Wabash, Indiana? Oh, no wonder I liked you. I'm from Eltonville.
No.
Uh-huh.
Why, that's only about 50 miles from...
Yes, sir?
Well, I'll be darned. And we have to come here and meet like this.
It's funny, isn't it? So, you're going back home, huh?
Yeah, I go home every Christmas.
You do? Oh, gee, that's great.
My mother still runs the farm. She does all right, too. She raises partridge, wyandottes, Poland chinas.
Oh, we never had anything that swell.
No, we never did either till lately. How long since you've been home?
Never.
Why?
I ran away.
Well, I don't know what the circumstances were, of course.
Not so hot.
Well, time takes care of those things. Do they write to you?
I had a letter from my mother when my father died.
Oh, your mother's alive, then?
I hope so. That song, it's awful pretty, isn't it? Kind of does things to you.
Yeah. Say, look, how'd you like to go home for Christmas?
What?
I mean it. I could drop you off at your place and pick you up on my way back.
Home? Oh, gee, I don't know.
Oh, come on, it'll do you good. What do you say?
All right. Unless, aren't you afraid?
Afraid of what?
How it might look. Rising young district attorney and me.
Oh, I didn't think of it.
I know. You never think of anything wrong, do you? That's what makes you such a swell guy.
The
curtain falls on the first act of Remember the Night with Barbara Stanwyck, Fred McMurray, Elizabeth Patterson, Beulah Bondi, and Sterling Holloway. Over on Rockwell Street, in a little white bungalow, the first guest has just arrived a bit early for one of those bridge get-togethers the ladies have from time to time. We're going to let you hear what this guest says, and what she thinks, too.
Why, hello, Ellie. How nice you look.
Where did she find that dress, I wonder? She has the best taste.
Excuse the way I look, Ellie. I'm a little early. Came right straight from the office. I worked late and I didn't really have time to go home and change.
Gosh, do I feel grimy. I could only take a quick bath.
My, how lovely the living room looks. Those flowers are just the right color.
I wonder if she'd think me nervy if I asked to take a bath.
Tired? Oh, well, not exactly, Ellie. I'm just sort of, well, messy, you know. A bath? Oh, how lovely of you. I hadn't thought of it, but it would make me feel better. Oh, thanks. That's awfully kind. What a pretty negligee.
Will I feel good in this? Everything she has is perfect.
Yes, thanks so much, Ellie. Don't wait. I have everything I need.
She's got Lux toilet soap. I ought to have known she would. She's got such taste. Everything is perfect. Gosh, does this feel good? This nice Lux soap will do the trick all right. I love the way it lathers.
Yes, a Lux toilet soap beauty bath will do the trick. Leave Ellie's guest feeling fresh from head to toe. This luxurious white soap that 9 out of 10 screen stars use has creamy, active lather that swiftly carries away perspiration, every trace of dust and dirt. You'll find a daily Lux soap beauty bath a wonderful way to protect daintiness, make you sure of fresh, fragrant skin. And it's true that Lux toilet soap in your bathroom has come to be one of those little things that mean good housekeeping, good taste. The superlative quality of this fine white soap, its delicate, distinctive perfume, makes it a joy to family and to guests. It's luxurious, and yet not a luxury. For it's sold by so many thousands of cakes that its price is kept low. Now, the economical way to buy it is 3 cakes at a time. And you might try leaving a cake you aren't using in among your linens or underthings. It'll leave them delightfully fragrant. Now, our producer, Mr. DeMille.
Act 2 of Remember the Night, starring Barbara Stanwyck as Lee and Fred McMurray as John Sargent, with Beulah Bondi as his mother, Elizabeth Patterson as Aunt Emma, and Sterling Holloway as Willie. Westward, along the snow-banked highways from New York, more than 20 hours of steady driving have brought Lee Leander and Jack Sargent to Eltonville, Indiana, and the front gate of Lee's former home. A bright moon softens the outline of the ramshackle house that stands cold and dark on the outskirts of the town. From within the house comes the warning wail of a dog as Jack swings the car up to the sagging front porch.
This is it, huh?
Yes.
Well, all out then. End of the line.
Oh, please, let's wait till... Well, my mother might not even live here anymore.
Hey, don't be so nervous.
Will you go in with me?
Sure, I'll go in with you. Come on, I've got your bag.
See that tree?
Yeah?
I fell out of it when I was 12. Oh, I was a terrible tomboy. See, from that branch right up there. Landed on my head, too.
That's a better gag than hypnotism. Your lawyer should have used that. As a matter of fact, you should have had me for your lawyer. Come on now, smile. Here we are.
Oh, gee, I didn't mean to knock so loud. Why, that sounds like Mickey barking. Oh, it couldn't be. He'd be too... Here's somebody coming.
Yeah. Now, look, I'll pick you up on New Year's Day in the afternoon. Don't forget.
No. Gee, you've been sweet.
Will you shut up? Yes?
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. Doesn't Mrs. Malone live here?
Oh, I guess you want my wife.
Oh, I didn't know.
Who is it, Henry? Somebody want me?
Mama. Oh, Merry Christmas, Mama. Well, you know me, don't you?
Come in.
This is Mr.
Sergeant, how do you do?
Sit down.
You're looking fine, Mama.
What did you come here for? What do you want?
Oh, I don't want anything, Mama. It was just Christmas, and Mr. Sargent happened to be driving
You
past.
see, I live in Wabash. It's just about 50 miles from here. I knew you'd be glad if
Glad?
Why should I be glad? Good riddance to bad rubbish, I said the day she left.
Oh, Mama, please, Mr. Sergeant.
Just like her father she is. Always laughing at serious things she was. Never doing what she's told till she winds up stealing. Stealing my mission money. Money I'd put by with the sweat of my brow, that's what.
I didn't steal it. I told you 1,000 times I only borrowed it. I was going to pay you back.
But you didn't pay me back, did you? And you never paid me back.
Well, how could I after you called me a thief in front of the whole town? Nobody would give me a job.
And you left here. The great lady. We weren't good enough for you. A decent home, a hard-working mother, and a crook for a daughter.
Oh, Mama.
Look, Lee, I don't want to tear you away, but we still have 50 miles to go.
Oh.
Are you ready?
Oh, yes.
It's been very interesting to meet you, Mrs.
A name doesn't concern you.
It most certainly does not. Come on, kid.
I've forgotten how much that woman hates me. And how much I hate her. That's a terrible thing to say, isn't it?
No.
But ever since I was little, she was always so right and I was always so wrong. Thanks for getting me out. I'll stay anywhere. Any old place will do if I'm far enough away from her.
Hey, take it easy.
I wish I'd broken my neck when I fell out of that tree.
It's a little too late to think about that now, isn't it?
You won't make me stay in Nelsonville. You'll find me a room somewhere else.
Sure I will.
Any old dump will do.
That's just what you're going to get. It's only got one window, and the mattress is stuffed with rocks, and it's got a painting of the cross-eyedest old man you ever saw in your life.
How do you know?
How do I know what? Oh, that my grandfather was cross-eyed?
You mean you're taking me home with you?
Why not?
Oh.
Well, forget. Now what? Hey, anyone home? Hey!
John!
Hello, Mother.
Oh, my boy,
Oh, gosh, Mother, it's good to see you.
Oh, I just can't believe you're here at last. Well, Jack Sargent.
Aunt Emmy, hello, Aunt Emmy. How about a kiss, huh?
Oh, I declare I'm glad you're here. If only to stop your mother from taking leave of her senses.
Oh, boy, I'll say. Hello, John. Welcome home.
Hello, Willie. The girl still chasing you?
Oh, John.
What made you so late, dear? We thought you'd be here by 6 at least.
Well, you see...
Hey, who's that in the front seat?
Oh, I'm sorry. Mother, this is Miss Lee Leander. She's come to spend Christmas with us.
How do you do?
Oh, how nice. Well, I'm so glad to know you, my dear.
And this is my Aunt Emmy. Knows more about flannel cakes than the guy who invented them.
Hello. I'm right pleased to meet you, Miss Leander.
And this is Willie Sims, our hired boy. He's crazy about the girls, and the girls are crazy about him. Willie Sims.
Pleased to meet you.
Hello. I hope I won't be too much trouble, Mrs. Sargent.
Trouble? Why, bless your child, it's a joy
No
to have
trouble
you
at
here.
all,
Not a
trouble,
speck.
ma'am.
But, John Sargent, why didn't you send me a telegram?
Well, you see, Mother, this was rather unexpected.
Well, never mind all that. Now, come along, child. You must be near freezing to death. And here we are, cackling like a couple of... Emmy. What? Did you leave those cookies in the oven? Oh, jeepers creepers. Oh. Come along now, everyone. This way, Miss Leanne.
Thanks.
Oh, boy, John.
What?
Ain't she a peacherino?
Who? Oh.
All I can say is hot dog.
Come on, grab a grip, Willie. I want to thaw out in a hurry.
Go on, Jack. Now, don't stop. Play that other piece you used to do so good.
I can't remember it anymore, Mother.
Oh, well, try, dear. Don't you think he plays nice, Miss Leander?
You don't have to answer that, Lee. I had $14 worth of piano lessons once, and they've never forgotten it.
Willie, hand me that popcorn. We've got to have it all strung for the tree tomorrow.
Yes'm, here you are.
Well, yeah, you can help me. You haven't done a thing all night.
Oh, gee, didn't I help Miss Leander with all them dinner dishes?
You should have done them yourself, Willie. Miss Leander's a guest.
Oh, I like doing them, Mrs. Sargent. I've lived in hotels and places so long, I haven't been around the house as much as I'd like.
Your folks dead?
Willie.
Ma'am?
Oh, I don't mind. My father's dead. My mother's remarried.
Well, that's too bad, my dear. I always say it's so hard on the children. It just isn't the same with a new parent.
Go on, Jack. Now, just one more piece.
No, that's all the next year, Aunt Emmy.
Oh, please, dear.
I'll play you a piece if you want.
Oh, that'd be fine.
Oh, gee, can you play?
Well, I used to play in a dime store. What would you all like?
It doesn't make any difference.
I can sing The End of a Perfect Day.
Now, Willie.
Well, I can.
So can everybody else, Willie.
The End of a Perfect Day. I think I remember it.
Oh, boy. Give us a downbeat, please, Miss Leander. When you come to the end of a perfect day and you sit alone with your thought while the chimes ring out with a carol of day for the joy that
Well, son, time for bed. Gracious, the evening's gone fast. The rest went up long ago.
Wait, Mother. There's one thing you must be curious about.
What, dear?
Miss Leander.
Yes?
I don't know whether to tell you this or not, but I don't like to bring somebody under your roof without you knowing exactly who she is.
Oh, John, I think I can guess.
What? Oh, no, not at all, Mother. She isn't even a friend of mine.
Well, she certainly should be. I think she's charming.
She is charming, Mother, but...
She reminds me of your father's cousin, Winifred, who died when her second was born. The lovely, sweet thing. I was just saying to Emmy...
Wait a minute, Mother. Unfortunately, the girl's a crook. I'm going to put her in jail when we get back to New York.
What?
But in the meanwhile, she had no place to go for Christmas, so I...
the poor lamb. You'll do no such thing, John Sargent. Why, that girl's as honest as all outdoors. I can tell by just looking at her face. Well, if she did take some little thing, I'm sure it was entirely by mistake. She's probably a hypochondriac.
Hypochondriac, huh? Well, she might be at that.
She hasn't really taken things, has she, dear? You're just making a bad joke now, aren't you?
No, Mother. I'm afraid this isn't even her first offense. But that doesn't mean she wasn't unhappy and lonely and a human being like the rest of us.
Well, the poor thing probably didn't get enough love as a child. Do you remember how bad you were? Well, not really bad, but do you remember the time you took my egg money I was going to buy a new dress with? And then how hard you worked to pay it back when you understood.
You made me understand.
Oh, it was love, dear, that made you understand. Well, I do hope she enjoys her stay here. Now, we must do everything to make her happy and comfortable and to feel like one of the family. Do you think we ought to lock up the silver? Well, good night, son.
Good night, Mother. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, dear. Oh, this is lovely. I've never seen so many presents in all my days.
Well, here's another one for you, Mother.
For me? Oh, John, another bottle of perfume. Ecstasy, too. Well, I haven't even started on that bottle of ecstasy you gave me last year.
And Aunt Emmy, here's a present for you.
Oh.
Willie, what have you got there?
I don't know yet. Getting her open.
Well, Jack.
Huh? What?
What's this supposed to be?
Well,
A nightgown, Emmy.
Oh, Jack Sargent, you ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Gee, you can see right through it.
Willie.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Gee, we've got all our stuff open, and, well, I'm sorry about the present situation, Lee. If we'd only known sooner.
Why, John, there's some presents for Miss Leander over there on the sofa.
Oh.
Why, of course, Jack, you must have forgotten.
Oh, well, guess you can always trust Santa Claus. 3 packages, Lee. Here. Merry Christmas.
Oh, no.
Lee.
Oh, you shouldn't have gone to all that trouble.
Open them up now, dear.
Oh, what a lovely pincushion. It's so pretty.
Oh, it's nothing at all. Just scraps and things I've been collecting for years.
Here's the next one. Very Merry Christmas to Miss Leander from Jack's Aunt Emmy.
Stockings. Oh, thank you so much.
Bed socks.
Oh.
Not so fancy, but wonderful on a cold night for a spinster lady.
Oh, it's awfully sweet of you all.
Here's another, Miss
Oh,
Leander.
no, not really.
Yeah. Who's that from, Willie?
From you big dunce. Don't you remember anything?
Oh, but I didn't...
Gracious sakes, Jack.
Oh, perfume. Oh, thank you.
Oh, it's nothing, just a bottle of perfume.
And ecstasy, too.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, you're all much too kind. I don't think I've ever met anyone so thoughtful and so...
Oh, nonsense, child. We're so happy to have you and so anxious for you to enjoy your stay. Of course, there isn't much to do here, except tonight we're bobbing for apples, and tomorrow the young folks have a treasure hunt, and Thursday's the charity bazaar. Then we rest up for a day. And the next day is New Year's. That's the big event. And this year we're having a real old-fashioned barn dance like the Hicks were supposed to be.
That's all there is. Farmers' wives don't die of boredom anymore. They die of heart failure.
I declare this is the best barn dance we've ever had.
Yes. Oh, they dance beautifully together, don't they?
It reminds me... What? Who?
Jack and Miss Leander. Like they were made for each other.
If you're hinting that John's in love with her, well, he isn't, Emmy.
Fiddlesticks, Lucy, fiddlesticks. She's in love with him, too.
I tell you they're not. You don't know anything about these things, Emmy.
Lucy Sargent, if you're referring to the fact that I never married, I'd like to point out that you don't have to be a horse to judge a horse show. If ever I saw two people in love...
They're not. They can't be. They just can't be.
Almost over, isn't it?
Yeah, just about. We'll be pulling out for New York in the morning.
And the third will be one day nearer.
The third?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you mean that third?
When my case comes up again.
I hadn't thought of it.
I have. But you've all been so sweet, no matter what happens after we get back. It won't matter so much. I'll have some wonderful memories.
So will I.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor to wish you all a very happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Lee.
Happy New Year, Jack.
You know, it's an old-fashioned custom, but people always kiss each other. Well, at this time.
I know it.
Well, what am I waiting for?
I don't know. Why are you?
Well, 6 o'clock comes right early, children. You better get your sleep.
What time's breakfast, Aunt Emmy?
Time for you to leave early. What'll it be, flannel cakes or fried mush?
Well, how about it, Lee?
Oh, I think we'll ride better on the mush.
Fried mush, then. Good night, children.
Good night, Aunt Emmy. You sleepy?
Not very.
How about a good night cigarette?
Well, I'd love it. I'll meet you downstairs.
Swell. I'll be waiting for you.
Just a minute, Jack. I was just... Oh, Mrs. Sargent.
I'm sorry to disturb you, dear, but you'll be in such a rush in the morning.
Oh, no, you're not disturbing me. Come in.
Thank you. First of all, I want you to know how glad we've been to have you here, and how much I hope you've enjoyed your stay.
You'll never know how much.
And then, well, I want you to know how sorry I am that you're in trouble, and how much I hope it'll come out all right.
I didn't know you knew about that.
Oh, you poor child. You can be sure I never would have mentioned it now, only, well, has Jack ever told you anything about his childhood?
No, why?
We were very poor after my husband died. In fact, we had nothing. Jack had to do chores before school and after school, and then after chores, he studied in the evening so he could go to college. Then he had to work his way through college and through law school. Oh, I don't mean there's anything unusual about it, but I'm only trying to tell you that he worked very hard to get where he is. Very, very hard. And, well, he's my son, and I wouldn't want anything or anyone to spoil it for him now.
I see. But I don't see why anything should spoil it for him, do you?
He's in love with you.
Oh, no, he isn't in love with me. He's never had any more interest in me than, well, some panhandler he'd buy a meal for.
Are you sure?
Of course I'm sure.
He kissed you tonight.
Well, not exactly ugly. Oh, he might have had a little fever for me, but it isn't going any further, and it hasn't been any place either.
I see.
He's no fool. And even if he was, I wouldn't hurt him or you, Aunt Emmy, or even Willie.
Thank you, dear. And good night. But you do love him, don't you?
I'm afraid so.
I knew you did.
Lee? Lee?
Yes?
How about that good night cigarette?
No. No, thanks. I'm too sleepy.
Oh, okay. See you in the morning. Good night.
Good night. I'll see you in the morning.
The curtain falls on the second act of Remember the Night with Barbara Stanwyck, Fred McMurray, Elizabeth Patterson, Beulah Bondi, and Sterling Holloway. Before our stars return in Act 3, let's hear from our studio reporter, Libby Collins.
Well, Mr. Heroic, I'm much impressed with the young Warner Brothers star who's attracting a great deal of attention right now, Jane Wyman.
Oh, yes, Jane Wyman. Say, she did Warner Brothers proud in Brother Rat and a Baby. And let's see.
And in Angel from Texas, a new picture which will be out in a few weeks. Young Jane Wyman distinguished herself so in those two parts, Mr. Heroic, that all the wise money in Hollywood is betting that she'll be one of the biggest stars in pictures in a year or two.
What's Jane like personally, Libby?
She's one of the all-round nicest girls I've ever met. And a regular dynamo of energy. In fact, her nickname at the studio is Dynamite.
That's interesting.
She's just been married to Ronald Reagan, who has a romantic interest in several pictures.
Yes, I remember that.
Incidentally, Jane is another of that army of models who've made good in pictures. She makes good use of that experience now by designing her own clothes. Do you know what a Hollywood makeup man told me about Jane Wyman?
No, what was it, Libby?
That she's one of the most naturally beautiful girls in Hollywood. And so I thought what she has to say about complexion beauty ought to be especially interesting.
Well, I think you're right about that, Libby. What does she say?
She says she thinks the most important single thing a girl can do for her complexion is to use Lux soap every night at bedtime for an active lather facial. Jane says she herself never misses out on this, no matter how tired she is. It only takes about 3 minutes, and she sleeps better because her conscience is clear. She knows she done right by her skin.
Thank you, Libby. It's evident that Jane Wyman is a clever little girl. She's not going to risk spoiling her complexion, the good looks that mean so much to her success, through carelessness. Now, what about your complexion? Is it as lovely as it ought to be? You'll find Lux Toilet Soap a wonderful beauty aid. You'll find, if you use it regularly, this soap with active lather really works. Now, perhaps without realizing it, you've been careless about removing stale cosmetics, dust, and dirt. And so your skin is, well, not what it might be. Why don't you make sure of thorough cleansing? Why don't you begin tonight to give your skin the gentle beauty care that Lux Toilet Soap's Active Lather gives? Take your first Active Lather facial tonight, and then keep it up for 30 days. See what it can do for you. We pause now for station identification. This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.
The curtain rises on the third act of Remember the Night. It's early the following morning. In the half-light, just before dawn, Jack and Lee are ready to leave for New York. As they come down the steps of the old house, Mrs. Sargent takes Lee aside.
Goodbye, dear.
Goodbye, Mrs. Sargent.
Remember, there's always a room upstairs for you, and we'll be only too glad to have you. That is, if everything turns out. I mean, of course it will.
I know it will.
And don't drive too fast, Jack Sargent. If you get tired, just drive into a field someplace and go to sleep.
Oh, thanks. Anyway, we're going up through Canada. I've never seen the place.
Canada? What are you talking about?
Oh, just a different way of getting there.
Well, whatever you do, John, take good care of yourself.
I will, Mother.
Bye, Jack.
Goodbye, Aunt Emmy. So long, Willie.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, dear. Let me hear from you often.
I will, Mother.
Goodbye. Goodbye, Miss Leanne.
Goodbye, Willie. Goodbye, all.
Hey, don't forget to write.
And don't you forget to chop some wood. Christmas is over.
Oh, ain't it the truth? Ain't it the truth?
What's the idea of stopping?
Lee, do you know where we are?
Of course.
We're in Canada.
We should be. We crossed the border 3 hours ago.
No, you don't get it. Look, this is Canada. Over there's the United States. Stay here, Lee. Don't go back.
Oh, stop talking nonsense.
It isn't nonsense. I'm not a policeman. I can't make you go.
Is your conscience gnawing at you?
What do you think it was when I got bail for you?
Oh, that. That seems like 80 years ago. I didn't even know you were against me. Oh, I did know you were supposed to be trying to put me in jail or something, but... Oh, you were so gentle about it.
Yeah, that's part of the technique. If you don't treat a woman with kid gloves, every man on the jury wants to punch you in the nose. And you have to handle the jury with kid gloves, too. You'll get it right in the verdict. You know, it's very hard to put a woman in jail no matter what she's done. I'm supposed to be kind of a specialist at it.
No, you're not.
Sure I am.
You're just trying to make me hate you so you won't feel so bad when you give me the business, aren't you?
Look, are you going to stay in Canada?
A fine district attorney you are, telling me to jump bail.
You know I love you, don't you?
Don't say that.
And you love me.
No.
I suppose that's why you've looked at me the way you have, and kissed me the way you did. And why your hand has always found mine, and mine has always found yours whenever they were anywhere near each other.
Oh, Jack, don't be a fool. Look, I'm only human. But you've got to remember how hard you worked to get where you are. You've got to think of the hours and the days and the years you spent getting through college.
I see. Mother's been talking to
Well,
you.
why shouldn't she? She got everything to be proud of. And you've got to be proud and think about it, too, instead of telling people to jump bail
Lee.
and tell...
I love you, Lee.
Oh, Jack.
I love you.
Oh, darling, it'll be awfully hard to lose you.
You know what I wish?
What?
I wish the case was over and you'd been acquitted. And
Oh, then you shouldn't have had it postponed.
if I hadn't, I'd never have met you.
That's true.
So the case is dismissed and you've been acquitted.
Knock wood.
And I pull out a marriage license.
Oh, gee.
And we march right into the judge's chambers and have him marry us.
You know, you're talking like a madman, don't you?
Yeah, I guess so. Come on, let's go.
Jack, the courtroom's less than a block away. Or don't you care if the jury and the rest of them see you with me?
Oh, so I'm not good enough to be seen with you, huh? You don't love me anymore.
I never loved you.
Were you just toying with
Oh,
me?
shut up.
You'll have to develop more courtesy and respect for your future husband, or I shall fall back in strong measures. A woman, a dog, and a hickory tree, the better you beat them, the better they be.
Oh, quit it, will you?
All right. What?
I can't argue with you. Imagine being married to a man who argues for a living. But you know all this isn't right. Can't you see the papers? District attorney marries girl crook. I'd only hurt you, Jack.
But you won't be a crook. You'll be acquitted.
How do you know?
Well, I don't know, but I think you've got a good chance.
You wouldn't do anything to make them acquit me, would you?
What could I do?
I don't know, but you could throw the case
Listen,
if you...
you're being tried by a judge and a jury. It's up to them. They know the facts. They speak for themselves. There's nothing I can do about it, not a thing.
I hope there isn't. It would be a fine thing, wouldn't it?
Now, don't worry. Everything's going to come out all right. So long, darling. I'll see you in court.
You may proceed, Mr. Sergeant.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, well, if this jury will let me, they've been mumbling to themselves all morning.
I'll take care of the jury, Mr. Sergeant.
Thank you. Now, Miss Leander, I believe you have testified that you were hypnotized at the time you left the jewelry store and walked up Fifth Avenue. Didn't you?
I...
Did you or didn't you? Answer the question, Miss Leander.
Well, my lawyer said so.
Oh, your lawyer said so. Are we to understand, then, that you and your lawyer do not agree as to exactly what happened?
Don't answer that question. Object, if Your Honor, please. Question's entirely improper, and I ask it to be stricken from the record.
Sustained. The jury will disregard the question.
I was only trying... Your Honor, those jurors are at it again. If they'd listened to the testimony instead of whispering among themselves...
Proceed with the case, please.
You can't hear yourself think. Well, Miss Leander, were you hypnotized or weren't you?
I suppose...
We don't want your suppositions. We want to know whether or not you were hypnotized.
Yes.
Yes, what?
I guess I was hypnotized.
You guess you were hypnotized. First you suppose you were hypnotized, now you guess you were. Kindly remember you're under oath. Do you know the penalty for perjury?
If Your Honor, please, I object.
Sustained.
Tell me, Miss Leander, just how many times have you been hypnotized by beautiful jewelry?
I guess quite a lot of times.
Did you hear by any chance Dr. Keimlitz's opinion concerning hypnotism? Well?
I'm trying to think.
You don't treat a woman with kid gloves. Every man on the jury wants to punch you on the nose.
Oh.
Will the witness please answer my question? And will the juries please stop mumbling?
Jack, you...
You have to handle the jury with kid gloves, too. You'll get it right in the verdict.
He's my son.
All right, it's all right. Just take all the time you want, Miss Leander.
He's worked so hard. I wouldn't want anything to spoil it for him now.
Well, Miss Leander?
Oh.
Nothing must spoil it for him.
Well, Miss Leander, what is it? What is it?
Your Honor, I object to the tactics being pursued by the district attorney. He's harrying the defense.
No, wait. Wait, I want to plead guilty.
Your Honor, I don't believe this young woman is well. I request a 5-minute recess.
I want to plead guilty.
Your Honor, it must be...
Please, it must be perfectly
Your Honor, a few
apparent
minutes
the
recess, please.
witnesses
She's
made
obviously
hysterical
not
by the
responsible
tactics
for what
of the
she's saying.
I ask that Your Honor intercede in this matter.
Why do you wish to plead guilty?
Because I am guilty. You see, when you work hard for something and promises are made, you just can't toss it away, no matter what.
Your Honor, it must be perfectly clear now that this is not normal behavior.
Perfectly clear, of course. And the state has no desire to take advantage of a temporary aberration.
There isn't anything temporary about this. Your Honor, you can see that I'm in my right mind. I plead guilty.
You leave me no other alternative. The court at this time will fix next Friday, January 6th at 10 a.m. as day for passing sentence. The prisoner is remanded to the city jail. The jury is dismissed.
Mr. Sergeant, to see you, Miss Leander.
All right.
This way, Mr. Sergeant. 10 minutes.
Thanks.
Hello.
Do you realize what you've done?
Yes.
Do you realize it can't be undone?
Yes.
You understand there's no appeal, nothing but jail.
How long will I get?
Oh, how do I know? Maybe not very long, but if you'd kept your trap shut, you wouldn't be in here at all.
Well, there wasn't anything else to do. You're so strong, and you argue so well, and I love you so much.
Yeah, you certainly proved that.
I'd always do what you wanted, even if it wasn't good for you. I'd never have a chance against you, and you'd never have a chance with me. Like just now when you were trying to lose the case. Oh, aren't you ashamed?
Oh, stop it. Oh, I know what you were trying to do. Save little Jackie's career from the bad woman. Don't you think I'm the best judge of what's good for me and what I want most in this world?
No.
And while you were making your big gesture, did you stop to think how much you'd be hurting me? Do you think I'll stop loving you just because they lock you up with a bunch of hoodlums and hopheads for the next few years?
I'm not much better.
Well, you were good enough for me.
Will you come and see me sometime?
Come and see you. I'm going to send for the judge and marry you right this minute.
Oh, no. Thanks, but if you still wanted me afterwards, you'd be a sucker if you did, but if you did, it wouldn't be the same. I'd be all square, and you would have had plenty of time to think things over.
I don't have to think. I'll be waiting for you, Lee. No matter how long it is, I'll be waiting.
Jack, will you stand beside me and hold my hand when I'm sentenced?
You know I will.
Then I won't be afraid. It'll be kind of like a marriage at that, won't it? And the other part won't be so bad. Or so long. With your voice always in my ear. Your smile always before my eyes. And The feel of your hand, always in mine.
Lee.
I love you so. I love you so.
Lee Leander and John Sargent will meet again in the not-too-distant future. Right now, we meet Barbara Stanwyck and Fred McMurray again as they take a curtain call.
CB, I think Fred ought to run for district attorney. A jury would be putty in his hands.
Oh, not me, Barbara. I'd be scared to death making speeches in front of a lot of people.
Oh, you'd get over that, Fred. There's a trick to it. You pick out one person in the audience and talk to him. Forget about the crowd.
Oh, that doesn't work, CB.
Oh, you can't be sure until you try.
I've tried it. You know, I used to play the saxophone in an orchestra.
Well, that's nothing to be ashamed of, Fred.
You never heard me play the saxophone. Well, what I was going to tell you was that whenever one of us did a solo, we had to stand up. But I couldn't do it because I was so scared my teeth chattered. You ever played the saxophone with your teeth chattering, CB?
Fred, I'm ashamed to say I've never played a saxophone. With or without my teeth chattering.
Well, somebody told me about that trick of looking at one person and forgetting about the crowd. So one night when my saxophone solo came along, I picked out a girl that was dancing just in front of the orchestra, and I played the saxophone right to her.
Did it work?
No, she stuck her tongue out at me. Guess she must have been a music lover.
Well, seriously, Fred, I enjoyed doing Remember the Night with you both for the screen and here in the Lux Radio Theater this week. And now I want to say just a word about Lux Soap. I think it's a grand complexion care. I wouldn't be surprised if I said something like that before, CB, but it's still true because I still use Lux Soap just as I have for years.
I'll never get tired of hearing you say that, Barbara.
What's the play for next week, CB?
Next Monday night, our play is the great motion picture hit, Love Affair. And our stars will be Irene Dunn and William Powell. Love Affair, produced by Leo McCary for RKO, is one of the finest love stories the screen has given us in many years. A drama that begins on shipboard and ends, well, I'll leave that for next Monday night, when we'll have William Powell and Irene Dunn as the lovers in our production of Love Affair.
I'll take 2 seats on the living room aisle for that one, CB. Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Good night. The jury finds you both guilty of a great performance. Our sponsors, the makers of Lux Toilet Soap, join me in inviting you to be with us again next Monday night when the Lux Radio Theater presents Irene Dunn and William Powell in Love Affair. This is Cecil B. DeMille saying good night to you from Hollywood.
Heard in tonight's play were Lou Merrill as O'Leary, Jack Carr as Rufus, John Fee as Judge, Edward Marr as Tom, Wally Mayer as District Attorney, Celeste Rush as Mother, Arthur Q. Bryan as Mike, Walter White as Clerk, Sidney Newman as Cassidy, Ann Lee as Secretary, and Warren Rock as a policeman. Our music was directed by Louis Silvers, and your announcer has been Melville Ruick. This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.
The National Broadcasting Company presents Great Plays.
Consented himself to set out some plays
the writings of one Don Randale, monk of Chester Abbey. This monk in stories of the best taught.
Had you lived in the city of Chester, England, between the years of 1490 and 1585, these tidings by the town crier would inform you that on next Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, you'd see the nativity pageants, 24 in number. Today we present the two best-known nativity pageants of that era, the Second Shepherd's Play and the Wakefield Nativity, both adapted for radio by Randall R. McDougall. Because the Second Shepherd's Play is told to this day as an Irish folk story, we'll present it with an Irish cast. The Wakefield Nativity will be presented as nearly as possible in the original manner. And now, Great Plays takes you to the city of Chester on a Sunday in the year 1534. Throughout the city and every public square, great crowds have gathered, awaiting the rolling theaters which bring the play directly to the audience. The entire system of presentation is so arranged that by standing in one place, the people can see all 24 pageants as they pass through the town. Our modern-day parades are based on this ancient system, but there's another town crier.
On this day, the Lord Mayor of Chester commands that no man go armed in the city with battle axes or with swords in disturbance of the king's peace and the procession of Corpus Christi. Leave your battle harness at home, except those squires and knights that ought to have swords borne before them.
Now here comes the first wagon theater in two sections, dressing rooms on the first floor and stage on the second. It appears that the play is about to begin. Yes, here comes the master of the pageant now.
The Second Shepherd's Play is presented by the Chandlers, Nailers, and Smiths from Erin.
Oh, my Lord, but this weather is cold. And my fingers are like to drop off entirely.
It reminds me of the time Mac cut open his prize sheep and crawled in the carcass to keep himself warm.
That fellow Mac, he's a cute man, he is. I never saw such a liar in all my days, always making himself out to be a gentleman disguised as a shepherd. And always seeing things that aren't there. Like the star he said was calling him over the hills to Bedlam.
He's a peculiar man entirely. And a bit fey, I'm thinking. But the nerve of the fella. He borrows me wagon, then me plough, and I dare not say no to the man for fear of his trickery. I've not seen him today, but we'll have his company before long. Everything bad comes in threes. This weather and our poverty are 1 and 2, and Mac will make 3.
He will that.
Oh, Lord, but this weather is spiteful, and the frost full keen, and the wind so hideous the water me ain't. Oh, what a life we shepherds live. Now in wet, now in dry, now in snow, now in sleet, with our shoes frizz fast to our feet.
It all comes of being wedded. You marrying men stand a deal of woe, all out of fearing to hear your hen cackle, croak, groan, or cluck.
Yes, you can say that, and you unmarried. Then what, may I ask, are you doing here?
The man is right for all of us being a bachelor. For my part, I've found, and me lesson is learned, that when a man is wed, that man is bound. Some men will have 2 wives and some will have 3, and sure some are sad that they haven't any. But young men that go wooing, be well ware of wedding and thinking your thought. Had I known is a thing that means naught once the knot's tied and the ring has been bought. For you may catch in an hour what shall serve you full sour the rest of your life.
Aye. As I can read my name, I have such a wife. As sharp as a thistle, as rough as a briar, and browed like a thistle with foul Lenten cheer. Let her once wet her whistle and she sings full clear, enough to startle the pigs a county away. Oh, by him that died for us all, I would I had run till I'd lost her. Well, there's no crying when the milk is spilled entirely. Let's have a song for ourselves. I'll sing the tenor.
And it's me who sing the treble.
All right, then the tune falls to me. Let's see how you can chant.
God rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. Remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day to save us all from Satan's power when we are gone astray. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy. Gentlemen, let nothing you dismay.
Listen, it sounds like McNeil. I hear him below there, over the lee. Stand still, all of you.
Why?
Because I'm hoping he'll not come by this way.
Oh, he'll make a tremendous life for us if we don't beware the man, bedad. Hey, he's seen us. He comes.
Merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. Oh, there never was since Noah's time such flood seen. Winds and rains so rude and storms so keen. These floods so they drown both in fields and in town, they bear all down, and that is a wonder. We that walks in the night our sheep for to keep, we see sudden sights when other men sleep. Thy will, my Lord, be done, were it a blanket of thorns. Ah, but would God I were in heaven, for there weep no bairns so still. Ah, sirs, wait, God save you all here. A drink I would have, and somewhat to dine.
Well, you knave, you are a lazy hind.
He's putting on a bit of a show for us. Mind him talk.
Such servants as I, that sweat and swink, eat our bread dry, and try not to think. We are oft wet and weary when master does wink. Yet we do his bidding without eatments or drink. But both our dame and our sire, when we have run in the mire, they can nip at our hire, and pay us but little for the work all done. But hear me truth, you gentlemen. For the wages I make, I shall work as I take, and no more.
Now, this is an awful condition for a man to be in. Are you drunk entirely, McNeil? Or is your brain addled that you talk to us as though we were gentlemen? Why do you moan so loud?
Oh, would God you knew how I fare. See me, a man that walks on the moor, and has not all his mind.
Ah, come on now, Mike, and tell us where you've been. Tell us some of them fancy lies you're noted for.
Aye. Meanwhile, I'll put away all our things out of reach of harm and McNeil's light fingers.
That's right.
Well, if you expect a man to steal, what can he gain by not stealing? But enough now. I'll play me part for you. Oh, what is this stench?
Why, sir, we are humble shepherds. Who are you, sir, your grace?
I am a yeoman. I am a yeoman, I tell you, of the king, the self and same, sent here by a great lordling. Fie on you, smelly shepherds. Get you hence, out of me presence. I must have reverence.
No, you've no right to make so quaint and free with the gentry, Mac. It's wrong of you.
Ah, well, it doesn't take any hair off the dog to go calling him names, but I'll stop to please you. Well, how are you, boys?
It's fine we are. And yourself?
Oh, I could complain a trifle if I was a mind to, but I'm not.
What are you doing out so late, Mac? What with your name for light fingers and a fondness for eating sheep? It's a bit disquieting to see you walking on the sheep meadows after sundown.
Oh, now, that's a cruel thing to say. Myself, I cannot sleep at night for the pain in my stomach. And I thought a walk in the cool of the evening would ease me aches.
Oh, the cool of the evening. My fingers are like to drop off from the cool of the evening.
Well, to be honest with you, boys, I'm out to pick up a rabbit or two unbeknownst to the landlord. I haven't eaten a little bit this week and more.
Ah, hunger. Seldom lies that divil dead by the gate.
Well, Mac, it's sorry I am for you. How fares your wife? How is she?
She lies by the fire in comfort. Aye, and she drinks well, too, and eats as fast as she can. And each year that comes to man, she hands me another child. Some years, too, until the house is overflowing with me brood. Were I not a rapid mind, I were eaten out of house long since. Yet she has a foul tongue if I come too near home at times. There is none that knows a worse wife than know I.
Misery, misery, all the waking hours. Well, I think the only cure is a bit of sleep.
Sleep? Are you mad? To sleep with McNeil around the sheep? Stay awake, man. Man, stay awake.
No, not I, for I must sleep truly, and that's no lie.
Well, I feel in need of a bit of sleep myself. This cold air makes a man drowsy. It does that entirely.
Well, all right then. I'll sleep a bit myself.
You do that. Meantime, I'll watch the sheep for you.
Oh, no, you don't. I'll watch you for the sheep. Come hither, Mac, and sleep with us. Between us you shall lie, and mind you, I'll wake if you stir an inch.
All right, then. I'll lie here betwixt the three of you, and you need have no fear. Just close your eyes and take a bit of a nap.
Oh, the light fingers. Have to watch the man. Sheep.
Ah, McNeil. They're all asleep. And being shepherds, there's no need for them to go on counting their sheep. Well, now, what's in me mind that I'm wide awake? If I were a man to steal, now would be the time to do it. Oh, what's this I'm thinking of? Oh, that's an awful thing that's in me mind. Oh, it makes me uneasy. Oh, the very thought of stealing a sheep would make me toss and turn in my sleep and disturb the rest of these poor shepherds. Well, I'd better get up and go somewheres else where I can't annoy them. Ah, no. Well, will you look where my feet have brung me? Oh, no, isn't that a pretty sheep there? Oh, what am I doing? What are me hands clutching this animal for? Oh, am I going to steal this sheep? Oh, McNeil, you're a wicked man. Oh, I am that. Oh, I've gone and stolen a sheep. Oh, now what'll I do? Oh, that's a problem. Oh, I'd better go home with the sheep and ask me wife what I should do. Now, Jill, now, me pretty wife. Are you at home to your husband, dear, the good provider that he is? Show us some light. Jill!
And who makes such a din at this time of the night? Oh, it's you, is it?
Oh, now, Jill, be kind to me. Do you not see what I've brung you?
Oh, come in, my sweetie. Oh, by your naked neck, McNeil, you're like to hang for this if I catch you.
Ah, now go along. I'm worthy of my meat, for in a needy time I can get more than they that strain and sweat all the long day, and with a deal less effort.
Oh, 'twere a foul thing to be hanged for this day's effort. Put the thing down, Mac. Oh, what's to become of us?
Now, there's nothing to fear. I've escaped the sheep wardens many times afore this.
Ah, but so long the pot goes to water, man says. At last it comes home broken.
Well, I know that token, but never let it be spoken. Now, come now. Help me hold this creature fast. Why, was he was skinned? Oh, I wager I'd eat for 12 months. Was I not so fond of sheep meat?
Oh, wait a bit. If you murder the creature, the wardens will hear his bleating.
Oh, you're right. Well, then I'd be taken sure. Oh, that were a cold sweat.
Aye.
Go bar the gate door.
Oh, yes, Mac. Or else they'll be on your neck for sure. Hist! An idea has just struck me on the head. Let me hide myself and the sheep in my bed.
Ah, what a head you've got on them shoulders of yon woman. Here now, we'll tie the critter up and dress it in Pat's swaddling gown and put it in the cradle, so. Now we'll call it our own young'un, eh?
Ah, now that's a fine disguise entirely, and I care never who spies.
Well, now, I'd best be back to my bed with the shepherds. If they wake and find me gone, oh, there'll be the devil to pay.
Oh, Judas, my foot's asleep yet. Wake up there, you lazy limb. Oh, my, what a thing. I can't even get permission from my legs to stand up on them.
Oh, Lord, how I've slept well. I'm as fresh as an eel, as light I may feel as a leaf in the tree.
My head quakes like a bog light. One of them little dancing fairies is tickling the back of me eyeballs. Hey, up. Hey, where's Mac? Has he been seen lately?
Ah, quiet, man. There he lays the side of you.
That's a blessing. I dreamt to him that he stole away one of our sheep while we was sleeping.
Be still, will you, man? Insulting the fella while he lies in honest slumber.
Then I'll wake him up and do it. Rise up, McNeil. You've been lying too long. Rise up, man. Rise!
What? Oh, what a dream I had. Oh, I thought my wife Jill was giving birth to another young laddie. Oh, me head. Oh, a house full of young stomachs. The devil knock their brains in. Woe is he that has many children and little bread. But now I must go home and see that nothing has happened to me little woman. I beg you, sirs, look about me person and make sure that I've stolen nothing. It's sorry I'd be to cause you any grief or trouble by taking aught that belongs to you.
Go along with you, man, and good luck to you. We trust you entirely for all our talk. Get home with you and see to your wife.
Thank you, bye. Hey, Jill! Will you not open the door to me now?
Oh, who is it would disturb the never-ending work of a poor young married woman?
Well, will you listen to her carrying on now? You'd think she did something in the house besides lie around all day and keep her toesies warm in the heat of the hearth.
Oh, is that so? It's lazy I am, eh? Who wanders, who wakes, who comes, who goes, who brews, who bakes, who makes me this house? And then it is Ruth to behold, now in hot, then in cold, who works till she's old.
Peace, woman, peace to your tongue.
Oh, full woeful is the household that wants a woman. Well, Mac, and what happened twixt you and the shepherds?
But the last word they said, when I turned me back, was that they trusted me. Girl, it hurts me to treat them so.
Your hurt will be cured when you taste of the sheep. Now come indoors with you.
Well, now give me your ear, Jill. The blessed minute they miss this sheep, they'll be down upon us. Is the creature still safe in the cradle?
It is that. And let them come and try to take me kid from me. Oh, that might be them now. Oh, help me into my bed now. Oh! Quick, man. Oh, there, that's fine. Oh! No, now open the door to them.
Will you open the door to us? Who is it that spoke as if it were broad noon instead of the middle of the night? Who is it, I say? Marauders and thieves come to rob an honest man?
It's the shepherd lads, and well you know it, Matt.
Well, what are you in town this day? Well, how are you, lads? This is a fine honour, this is. Well, come in now and sit before the fire and warm the hands of you. If I hadn't so many children, I could offer you a bit to eat and to drink.
It's not eating and drinking that'll make us feel better, McNeil.
Why, sirs, does anything ail yous but good?
One of our prize sheep has been stolen away.
What? Has it now?
It has.
Oh, the brute that did such a thing. Had I only been there, I'd have fetched him a clout.
We're after thinking that you were there, McNeil.
Oh. Matt, we'll be frank with you.
Aye.
We have cause to think that it was you who has lifted the creature.
Aye, either you or your wife.
Oh, sirs. Accuse me all you will, and I'll be the very first to deny. But don't sully the good name of me wife.
Well, no,
Now, look here. I'll tell you what we do. Search the house. Search the house entirely. And if you find a sheep, I'll eat me child out of its cradle over there.
Oh, I'm dying. That I am. Oh, what is it, husband dear? Oh, what's all the commotion? Are there thieves in the house?
Do you hear how she groans? Oh, it tears me heart to hear her.
Well, now, boy, Hines, it's thinking I am that we've made a mistake.
Hey, there's no sign of a sheep, dead or alive, in this house. It requires little looking to search the whole of it.
Well, we may as well go, boys. Perhaps the creature's lost on the move.
What was that?
That's the wee lad in his cradle. His throat is troubling him.
A throat like that would trouble anyone. How old is the child?
Just born this very night.
Oh, that's luck in the house. Let me give the little fella a sixpence.
Nay, go away. He sleeps.
I think he weeps.
When he wakens, he weeps. I beg you to go along now.
Well, then, if I can't give him a birth gift, give me leave to kiss him and lift up the covers.
No.
What the devil is this? He's a long snout for a child.
Aye, and them are bad markings for a human, them ears and all.
You know, boys, it strikes me that McNeil's child bears more than a passing resemblance to our sheep.
I tell you, boys, it's just the way the laddie looks. His nose was broken in a fight. That's why it looks so big.
A lad that size fighting. You shouldn't allow it, McNeil.
Oh, it's a pretty child, that, to sit in his mother's knees.
Well, be careful when you rock your child, madam, or he'll butt you with the horns on him.
Horns?
Horns?
Oh, horns, is it? Well, he was taken by an elf.
I saw it myself.
When the clock struck 12.
A little pixie flew down the chimney and put horns on the poor little fella. Oh, look out now, he's getting loose.
Catch the creature! Catch the creature!
And the wife! She's stuck into her legs!
That's odd. Usually the second shepherd's play ends with the three men going to Bedlam near Jerusalem, where they attend the birth of the Holy Infant. Today, as you've just heard, the play ends with the finding of the sheep. But here comes the master of the pageant. Perhaps he'll explain to the audience.
People of Chester! Stop the knocking on it! Stop it, I say! Good people of Chester, we have cut short the shepherd's play in order to bring you the Coventry Nativity play, borrowed from that good town for this occasion, and played by the candle makers and barbers of Chester. Pray give strict attention.
Well, that explains it very nicely. As you know, ladies and gentlemen, the NBC Great Plays series has taken you to the city of Chester, England, in the year 1534, so that you may hear performances of 2 nativity plays. But there's the next rolling theater, and the curtain is about to go up on the Coventry nativity play.
It is the night of the dear Saviour's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till he appeared and the soul felt its worth. A thrill of hope, the weary soul rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. Fall on your knees, oh, hear the angel voices, oh, night divine, oh, night when Christ was born, oh, night, oh, heavenly night, oh, night
Hail Mary, full of grace, our Lord God is with thee. Above all women that ever was, Lady, blessed may thou be.
Almighty Father and King of bliss, from all phantoms save me now, for inwardly my spirit troubled is. I'm amazed and know not how.
Did thee nothing, maiden, of this? From heaven above hither am I sent, the second person of God on throne. He will be born of thee alone.
I marvel sore how that may be. Man's company knew I never yet, nor never to do so shall I, while that our Lord sendeth me my wit.
This child that of thee shall be born is the second person in Trinity. He shall save that was forlorn, and the fiend's power destroy shall he. These words, Lady, full true they be. And further, Lady, in thine own lineage, behold Elizabeth, thy cousin clean, the which was barren and past all age, and now with child she hath been 6 months and more, as shall be seen. Wherefore discomfort thee not, Mary, for to God impossible nothing may be.
Now, and it be that Lord's will of my body to be born and for to be, his high pleasure for to fulfill. As his one handmaid I submit me.
Now blessed be the time set that thou wast born in thy degree, for now is the knot surely knit, and God conceived in Trinity. Unto the Godhead I thee commit.
That Lord thee guide in every side, and lowly he'd lead me and be my guide.
Mary, my wife so dear, how do ye, dame, and what cheer is with you this tide?
Truly, husband, I am here our Lord's will for to abide.
What? I trow we be all spent. Say, woman, who hath been here since I went to rage with thee?
Sir, here was neither man nor man's even, but only the Son of our God in heaven.
Say not so, woman, for shame let be. Ye be with child so wondrous great, ye need no more thereof to treat. Against all right, forsooth, this child, dame, is not mine. Alas, that ever with mine eyne I should see this sight. Tell me, woman, whose is this child?
None but yours, husband, so mild, and that shall be seen, I wis.
But mine, alas, alas, why say ye so? Well, away, woman, now may I go, beguiled as many another is.
Nay, truly, sir, you be not beguiled, nor yet with spot of sin I am not defiled. Trust it well, husband.
Husband in faith, and that a cold. Ah, well, away, Joseph, as thou art old. Like a fool now may I stand. All old men example take by me. How I am beguiled here may you see, to wed so young a child. Now farewell, Mary, I leave thee here alone. Woe worth thee, dame, and thy works each one.
Arise up, Joseph, and go home again, with Mary thy wife that is so free. To comfort her thou must take pain, for Joseph a clean maiden is she. She hath conceived without a stain the second person in Trinity. Jesu shall be his name and his divinity.
Now, Lord, I thank thee with heart full sad, for of these tidings I am so glad, that all my care away is cast. Wherefore to Mary I plead full fast. Ah, Mary, Mary, I kneel full low. Forgive me, sweet wife, here in this land. Mercy, Mary, for now I know of your good governance and how it doth stand.
Now that Lord in heaven, sir, ye you forgive, and I do forgive you in his name forevermore.
Now truly, sweet wife, to you I say the same, but not now to Bethlehem must I wind, and show myself so full of care, because I leave you here behind. God wot the wild dame how you should fare.
Nay, orderly husband, dread ye nothing, for I will walk with you on the way. I trust in God, Almighty King, to speed right well in our journey.
Now I thank you, Mary, of your goodness, that you my words will not blame, and since that to Bethlehem we shall us address, go we together in God's holy name. Now to Bethlehem have we leagues 3. The day is nigh spent, it draweth towards night. Fain at your ease, dame, I would that ye should be, for you grow all weary, it seemeth in my sight.
God have mercy, Joseph, my spouse so dear. All prophets hereto do bear witness that the time now draweth near, when my child will be born, which is King of bliss. Unto some place Joseph kindly me lead, that I might rest me with grace in this tide. The light of the Father over us both spread, and the grace of my Son with us here abide.
Lo, blessed Mary, here shall ye spend, chief chosen of our Lord, and cleanest in degree. And I for help to town will I wend. Is not this the best, dame? What say ye?
God have mercy, Joseph, my husband so meek, and I heartily pray you, go now from me.
That shall be done in haste, Mary so sweet. The comfort of the Holy Ghost leave I with thee. Now to Bethlehem straight will I go, to get some help for Mary so free. Some help of women God may me send, that Mary full of grace pleased may be.
Brother shepherds, look up and behold. Hey, what thing is yonder that shineth so bright? As long as ever I have watched my fold, yet saw I never such a sight in field. Oh, now is come the time that old fathers hath told, that in the winter's night so cold a child of maiden born be he would, ere no more prophecies shall be fulfilled.
Truth is without nay. So said the prophet, I say, that a child should be born of a maid so bright, in winter nigh the shortest day, or else in the midst of the night.
Loved be God, most of might, that our grace is to see that sight. Pray we to him, as it is right, if that his will it be, that we may have knowledge of the signification, and why it appeareth on this fashion. And ever to him let us give laudation on earth while that we be.
Hark, they sing above in the clouds clear. Heard I never of so merry a choir. Now, gentle brother, draw we near to hear their harmony.
Brother, mirth and solace is come as among, for by the sweetness of their song, God's Son is come, whom we have looked for long, as signifieth this star we do see. That is well said. Now go we hence, to worship that child of high magnificence.
Joseph, husband, come hither anon. My child is born that is King of bliss.
Now welcome to me, the maker of man. With all the homage that I can, thy sweet mother here will I kiss.
Ah, Joseph, husband, my child waxeth cold, and we have no fire to warm him with.
Now in my arms I shall him fold, King of all kings by field and by frith. He might have had better, and himself would, than the breathing of these beasts to warm him with.
Now, Joseph, my husband, fetch hither my child, the maker of man, and I, King of bliss.
That shall be done anon, Mary so mild, for the breathing of these beasts hath formed in my wis. What's this?
We 3 mountain shepherds we, come for the Holy Child to see. Hail, maid, mother, and wife so mild, as the angel said, so have we found. I have nothing to present thy child, but my pipe, old, old. Take it in thy hand, wherein much pleasure I have found. And now to honor thy glorious birth, thou shalt have it to make thee mirth.
Now, hail be thou, child, and thy dame, for in a poor lodging here art thou laid. So the angel said, and told us thy name. Hold, take thou here my hat on thy head. And now of one thing art thou well sped, for weather thou hast no cause to complain, for wind, nor sun, hail, snow, and rain.
Hail, be thou Lord over water and lands, for thy coming all we may make mirth. I've here my mittens to put on thy hands, other treasure have I none to present thee with.
Now, herdsman kind, for your coming, to my child shall I pray, as he is heaven's king, to grant you his blessing, and to his bliss that ye may come at your last day.
Novellis of wonderful marvellis were high and sweet unto the hearing. As Scripture telleth, these strange novellis to you I bring.
Now heartily, sir, I desire to know, if it would please you for to show of what a manner a thing.
Were it mystical unto your hearing, of the nativity of a king?
Of a king? When should he come?
From that region royal and mighty mansion, the seed celestial and heavenly wisdom, the second person, and God's one Son, for our sake is man become. This godly sphere descended here into a virgin clear, she undefiled, by whose work obscure our frail nature is now beguiled.
Why, hath she a child?
Trust it well, and nevertheless, yet is she a maid, even as she was, and her son the King of Israel.
A wonderful marvel, how that may be, and far doth excel all our capacity. How that the Trinity of so high regality should join it be unto our mortality.
Of his one great mercy, as ye shall see the exposition, through whose humanity all Adam's progeny redeemed shall be out of perdition.
Yet I beseech you heartily that you would show me how that this strange novelty were brought unto you.
This other night so cold, hereby upon a wold, shepherds watching their fold in the night so far, to them appeared a star, and ever it drew them near, which star they did behold, brighter, they say, 1,000-fold than the sun so clear in his midday sphere. And they these tidings told.
Yet do I marvel in what pile or castle these herdsmen did him see.
Neither in halls, nor yet in bowers, born would he not be. Neither in castles, nor yet in towers, that seemly were to see. But at his Father's will, the prophecy to fulfill, betwixt an ox and an ass, Jesu this King born he was, Heaven he brings us still.
Sir, but when the shepherds had seen him there, to what place did they repair?
Forth they went, and glad they were, going they did sing. With mirth and solace they made good cheer, for joy of this new tiding.
How surely is this a wondrous thing, but I fear 'twill madden Herod the king.
I fear it will so, when he once does know. Hark! Who comes?
Peace, Lord Barons of great renown. Peace, Sir Knights of noble presence. Peace, gentlemen companions of noble order. I command that all of you keep silence. Your noble King Herod comes in presence.
Why state us in Judy, et Rex Israel, and the mightiest conqueror that ever walked on ground. For I am even he that made both heaven and hell, and of my mighty power holdeth up this world round. Magog and Madrok, both them did I confound. And with this bright brand their bones I break asunder, for all the whole Orient is under mine obedience, and prince am I of purgatory, and chief captain of hell. And those tyrannous traitors by force may I compel mine enemies to vanquish, and even to dust to drive, and with a twinkle of mine eye not one to be left alive. And therefore my herald here, called Calchas, warn thou every port that no ships arrive, nor also alien stranger through my realm pass, but they for their tribute do pay marks 5. Now speed thee forth hastily, for they that will the contrary upon a gallows hanged shall be.
Hail, Lord, most of might, thy commandment is right. Into thy land is come this night 3 kings, and with them a great company.
What make those kings in this country?
To seek a king and a child, they say.
Of what age should he be?
Scant 12 days old fully.
And was he so newborn?
Sir. So they showed me this same day in the morn.
Now in pain of death bring them me before, and therefore, herald, hie thee now in haste, in all speed that thou wert dight, or that those kings that country be past. Look thou bring them all 3 before my sight, and in Jerusalem inquire more of that child. But I warn thee that thy words be mild, for there take thou heed and craft thereto, that those 3 kings shall be beguiled.
Lord, I go to do your bidding.
Now blessed be God of his sweet song, for yonder a bright star I do see. Now is he come us among, as the prophet said that it should be. He said there should a babe be born to save mankind that was forlorn, and truly come now is he. He grants me grace by yonder star that I see, and into that place brings me, that I may him worship with humility, and see his glorious face.
Yonder methinks a fair bright star I see, the which betokeneth the birth of a child, that hither is come to make men free. He born of a maid, and she nothing defiled. To worship that child is mine intent. Forth now will I take my way. I trust some company God hath me sent, for yonder I see a king labor on the way. Toward him now will I ride. Hark, comely king, I you pray, into what coast will ye this tide, or whither lies your journey?
To seek a child is mine intent, of whom the prophets have meant. The time is come, now is he sent. By yonder star here may you see.
Sir, I pray you with your license to ride with you into his presence. To him will I offer frankincense, for the head of the whole church shall he be.
I ride wandering in ways wide over mountains and dales. I wot not where I am. Now, King of all kings, send me such guide that I may have knowledge of this country's name. Yonder I see a sight beseeming all afar, the which betokens some news, as I trow, as methinks a child appearing in a star. I trust he be come that shall defend us from woe. 2 kings yonder I see, and to them will I ride, for to have their company. I trust they will me abide. Hail, comely kings argent. Good sirs, I pray you, whither are ye bent?
To seek a child is our intent, which betokens yonder star, as ye may see.
To him I purpose this present.
Sir, I pray you, and that right humbly with you, that I may ride in company. To Almighty God now pray we, that his precious person we may see. But look, there comes a messenger to me.
Hail, Sir Kings, in your degree. Herod, king of these countries wide, desireth to speak with you all three, and for your coming he doth abide.
Sir, at his will we be right pleased. Hie us, brother, unto that Lord's place. To speak with him we would be eased. That child that we seek, he grant us of his grace.
Hail, Lord, without peer. These 3 kings have we brought.
Sir Kings, as I understand, a star hath guided you into my land, by reason of her beams bright. Wherefore, I pray you heartily, the very truth that you would certify. How long it is, surely, since of that star you had first sight?
Sir King, the very truth we say, and to show you as it is best, this same is even the 12th day since it appeared to us to be west.
Brother, then is there no more to say, but with heart and will keep ye your journey, and come home again this same way, of your news that I may know. You shall triumph in this country, and with great concord banquet with me, and that child myself then will I see, and honor him also.
Sir, your commandment we will fulfill, and humbly obey ourselves theretil. He that weldeth all things at will, the ready way us teach. Sir King, that we may pass your land in peace.
Yea, and walk softly, even at your own ease. Your passport for 100 days, here shall you have of clear command.
Now farewell, King of high degree. Humbly of you our leave we take.
Then adieu, Sir Kings, all 3. And while I live, be bold of me. There is nothing in this country, but for your own ye shall it take. Farewell, great kings.
Farewell, great king.
Now these 3 kings are gone on their way. Unwisely and unwittingly have they all wrought. When they come again, they shall die that same day. And thus these vile wretches to death shall be brought. Such is my liking. He that against my laws will hold, be he king or kaiser never so bold, I shall them cast into Kari's cold, and to death I shall them bring.
Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, bright.
O blessed God, much is thy might. Where is this star that gave us light?
Yonder, brother, I see the star, whereby I know he is not far. Therefore, lords, go we now into this poor place. Hail, God and man together in fear, for thou hast made all things of naught, albeit that thou liest poorly here. A cup full of gold here I have thee brought, in tokening thou art without peer.
Hail be thou, Lord of high magnificence, in tokening of priesthood and dignity of office. To thee I offer a cup full of incense, for it behoveth thee to have such sacrifice.
Hail be thou, Lord long looked for. I have brought thee myrrh for mortality. In tokening those shalt mankind restore to life by thy death upon a tree.
God have mercy, kings, of your goodness. By the guiding of the Godhead hither are you sent. The provision of my sweet son, your ways whom redress, and ghostly reward you for your present.
Sir kings, after our promise, home by Herod, I must needs go.
Now truly, brother, we can no less, for I am so far watched, I wot not what to do.
Right so am I. Wherefore I you pray, let all us rest us a while upon this ground.
Brother, your saying is right well unto my pay. The grace of that sweet child save us all sound.
King of Taurus, Sir Jasper. King of Araby, Sir Balthazar. Melchior, King of Aginara.
And an angel speaks to us.
To you now am I sent. For dread of Herod, go you west home. In those parts when ye come down, ye shall be buried with great renown. The Holy Ghost this knowledge hath sent.
Awake, Sir kings, I you pray, for the voice of an angel I heard in my dream.
That is full true that they do say, for he rehearsed our names plain.
He bade that we should go down by west, for dread of Herod's false betray.
So for to do it is the best. The child that we have sought, guide us the way. Now farewell the fairest of shapes so sweet, and thanked be Jesus of his hand, that we three together so suddenly should meet, that dwell so wide and in a strange land, and here to make our presentation.
Now farewell, Sir Jasper. Brother to you, King of Taurus, the most worth St. Balthazar, also to you I bow, and I thank you both of your good company, while we together have been. He that made us to meet on hill, I thank him now, and ever I will. For now may we go without ill, and of our offering be full fain.
Now sith that we must needly go, for dread of Herod that is so wroth. Now farewell, brother, and brother also. I take my leave here of you both, this day on foot.
Look, again the starry light, signaling an angel from the height.
Mary and Joseph, to you I say, sweet word from the Father, I bring you full right. Out of Bethlehem into Egypt, forth go ye the way, and with you take the King full of might, for dread of Herod's fright.
Rise up, Mary, hastily and soon. Our Lord's will needs must be done, like as the angel bade.
Meekly, Joseph, mine own spouse, toward that country let us repair. In Egypt some token of house. God grant us grace, safe to come there.
have just heard, ladies and gentlemen, two of the famous nativity plays of Chester, England. The Second Shepherd's Play and the Wakefield Nativity Play, adapted for Great Plays series by Randall R. McDougall. The cast today included William S. Rainey, Elliott Reed, Sharita Bauer, Alfred Shirley, Kingsley Colton, Stanley Harrison, Burford Hampton, Ian Martin, J. Malcolm Dunn, William Shelley, Ian McAllister, Sean Dillon, Vincent Donahue, and Mary Michael. A Great Plays drama guide by Blevins Davis, who arranged for the series, is available to our radio audience at the cost of 25 cents. Send coin or money order to Great Plays, the National Broadcasting Company, New York City. The Great Plays drama guide contains a summary of the plot, sketch of the author's life, and pertinent facts about each of the 30 plays in the series. Consult your local library for reading material on the remaining Great Plays in this series. This program has been presented as a public service by the National Broadcasting Company and the independent radio stations associated with the NBC networks, and came to you from the RCA Building, Radio City, New York.
Gunsmoke, brought to you by L&M Filters. This is it. L&M is best, stands out from all the rest. Around Dodge City and in the territory on West, there's just one way to handle the killers and the spoilers, and that's with a U.S. Marshal and the smell of Gunsmoke. Gunsmoke, starring William Conrad. The French drug story of the violence that moved west with young America. And the story of a man who moved with it.
I'm that man. Matt Dillon, United States Marshal. The first man they look for and the last they want to meet. It's a chancy job, and it makes a man watchful. And a little lonely.
Shucks. Doggone the luck. Cuss it. Oh, hello, Chester. Oh, hello, John. Doggone the luck, anyway. Mr. Dillon?
Well, how are you, Chester?
How long you been standing here?
Oh, not long. I'm waiting to go to dinner with Doc, if he ever comes out of his office, that is.
Well, have you been here a half hour?
No, not that long, I don't think. Why?
No, I thought maybe you'd seen Miss Kitty out here in the street somewhere.
No, I haven't seen her.
She's got to be someplace.
Well, I expect she is, Chester.
Well, there's no place I know of. I can't find her.
How'd you try the Longhorn?
Oh, no, sir. She's never in there before afternoon sometime.
What about her room?
That's where I was supposed to meet her, Mr. Dillon. But she ain't there, and nobody saw her. Nobody I talked to, anyway.
Well, she'll be around.
Yeah, but it ain't like Miss Kitty not to be where she says she'll be.
Now, don't get so worried, Chester. It can't be that important.
Well, it's pretty important to me.
Oh?
Yes, sir. I got a date tonight with a little girl who works over at the Alphaganza.
Oh, what's that got to do with Kitty?
Well, my only pair of good pants got busted, Mr. Dillon, and Miss Kitty was patching them up for me. She told me to come pick them up today just before noon.
No wonder you're worried. Is this a new girl that you got, Chester?
Yes, sir.
Well, she's new to me. Little southern gal with a mouthful of honey, Mr. Dillon.
Honey, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that makes good bait for old bears like you.
Oh, Mr. Dillon, I ain't no bear. Not really.
Hello, Matt.
Yeah, hello, Doc.
Doc, how are you?
Oh, I hope I haven't kept you waiting too long, Matt.
Well, that's okay, Doc. Now I won't have to worry if I'm the one that's late next time.
Huh? I'm not the one that's late.
Oh, you're not?
No. Kitty is.
Kitty?
Yes, she said yesterday she'd be in at noon. Wanted me to look at a tooth that's been bothering her. And I promised I'd be there, but I can't wait forever.
It seems like Kitty's late all the way around today, doesn't it?
I was supposed to see her too, Doc, but I can't find her no place.
Well, it doesn't matter. She's probably sleeping in for a change.
No, she ain't. I've been to her room. Nobody saw her around there at all.
Is that so?
She said she'd be there.
Well, come to think of it, it's not like Kitty. When she says she'll be there, she's there.
It kindly worries me.
Now, you two getting all worked up over nothing. Kitty isn't that clock-like.
Well, then where is she, Matt?
I don't know where she is. Kitty's a big girl. She can take care of herself. Now, stop worrying about her.
Hey, here comes Sam Noonan. Maybe he knows where she's at.
Well, how would he know?
Well, Miss Kitty works for him at the Long Branch, don't she?
Sure, but Sam doesn't keep her on a string. Her time's her own.
Morning, gentlemen.
Hello, Sam.
How are you, Sam?
Say, Sam, you ain't seen Miss Kitty around today, have you?
Oh, Chester, I ain't. Noticed you men standing here. Thought I'd come ask you.
You mean that you're looking for her, too?
Well, she was going to come to the Long Branch about 10 o'clock. Went down early to meet her, and she ain't showed up yet, Marshal.
10 o'clock's pretty early for Kitty, isn't it, Sam?
For sure, but she was doing it as a favor to me. I want to get started repainting the place, and she was going to give me some ideas about making it real fancy. She said she'd be there, and I got a man waiting to go to work on it this afternoon.
You know, it beats me. Kitty takes one morning off, and everybody in Dodge is out looking for her.
Well, I don't know about everybody else, Marshal, but I do know when Kitty says she'll do something, she does it.
That's just what we've been saying, Sam. Where do you think she's got to, anyway?
I ain't gone looking for it, Chester. I've just been waiting.
Matt.
Yeah, what, Doc?
Kitty might miss one appointment, but she'd never in the world miss 3.
Who saw her last? You, Sam? What time did she leave the Long Branch last night?
Oh, it was early, Marshal. It was real early.
Oh, why? Where did she go?
Well, she was talking to some dude from back east. I never saw him before, and they both disappeared about 10 o'clock. I don't know where they went.
She didn't come back?
That's the last I seen of her.
Yeah. Who is this dude? You know his name?
No, I don't. He was a tall, thin fella, had fancy clothes. That's all I know.
I don't trust them dudes and never did.
Well, maybe we better find him and talk to him.
Well, where are we going to find him?
The Dodge House, Chester. A man like that wouldn't stop any place else. Look, Doc, you better go ahead and eat. I'll join you if I can.
We hope you're having a wonderful Christmas, that the holly and mistletoe look brighter than ever, that you're enjoying your gifts and the fun that goes with them. While you're relaxing with your holiday thoughts, I'd like to suggest one more touch that's perfect for times like this. Light up an L&M. If you're a filter tip smoker, L&M is best. Stands out from all the rest. Stands out for flavor, for effective filtration, for highest quality tobaccos. It adds up to the greatest pleasure in filter tip smoking. L&M's got everything.
This is it, L&M filters, this is it.
Light and mild.
It's the best, L&M filters, highest quality filter tip.
This is it.
L&M filters, L&M filters with the miracle tip.
King size or regular, L&M is best. Stands out from all the rest.
Say, maybe this fella got her outside and knocked her in the head and robbed her, Mr. Dillon.
Kitty doesn't carry money on her, Chester.
Well, she wears jewelry.
She's also over 21 years old, and she's got enough sense not to let anybody knock her on the head.
And if he did, I suppose somebody would have found her by now.
Yeah, sure.
Hey, look. There's Mr. Dobie himself at the desk in there.
Oh, good.
Well, hello, Marshal. Chester.
Oh, Mr. Dobie.
Are you, Dobie?
Now, don't tell me the Dodge House has taken in another gunman. You're going to shoot the place up again.
Well, that wouldn't happen so often if you'd make your guests check their guns, Dobie.
Kind of people come in here to take the army to do that.
That's a poor rule anyway. A man can always hide a gun.
Or a knife.
It's not that kind of a man I'm looking for this time, Dobie. It's an Easterner, some dude.
What's his name?
Well, I don't know his name, but he's tall and thin, and he's a sort of a fancy dresser. He's new to Dodge.
Must be that fella Rackmill.
Rackmill?
He fits your description, but he sure didn't look like no troublemaker to me. What's he done?
I don't know, Toby. I don't know. Maybe nothing. Is he in his room?
No, he ain't. Funny thing, now you mention it. Clerk told me this morning that Rackmill didn't come in at all last night.
You didn't?
I didn't think nothing about it till now. Oh, you know how some fellas are. They get to playing cards or something.
He ain't up to no good, Mr. Dillon. I just know he ain't.
Toby, what do you know about him?
I told you all I know. He come here day before yesterday. Said he was traveling around, seeing the West. I don't think he's working. He don't act sharp enough to be a gambler.
Okay, Toby, thanks. Thanks very much. Look, if he does come in, don't say anything about my being here, will you?
Not a word, Marshal. But I'll send somebody after you if you want.
Good.
I gotta go find that clerk. I ain't paying him for me to stand here all day.
Well, what are we going to do now, Mr. Dillon?
Look, I tell you, Chester, you go down and check the stage, huh? I'm going to go over to the depot, and I'll see you back at the office.
You think you might have kidnapped her?
Well, we'll know when we find her, Chester. Did you find anything, Chester? Oh, hello, Doc.
Oh, hello, Matt. Nobody ain't seen him at the stage office, Mr. Dillon. There's only one stage out today, and that left this morning, and they wasn't on it.
Yeah, Matt, I didn't think there would be.
What about the train? Did they leave on that?
They remember Rackmill when he came in the other day, but he hasn't bought any ticket to leave.
Then he must be somewhere in Dodge, Matt. I stopped by Miss Kitty's room on my way back, Mr. Dillon. She ain't been in yet.
You know, they tell me back in New York, some policemen do nothing but look for people that are missing. That's how many disappear all the time.
Do they find them, Doc?
Sometimes, yes, of course. They always check the city morgue first. Oh, that's where they find a lot of them.
People that got killed, you mean?
Mm-hmm. Well, some just fall down and die on the streets. Heart seizure, something like that kind of hits them. But, of course, a lot of them are victims of murder or killing of one kind of, fights and things like that.
Yeah, it must happen a lot. They got so many people living there.
It does. But it can happen anywhere, Chester. Only in New York, they're better organized to locate people that are missing and don't come home when they should.
Always check the morgue first, huh?
Yeah, oh, that's the best place. It saves a lot of time and trouble.
Hey, we ought to have a morgue here in Dodge.
Oh, whatever. Oh, Jeff, we don't need one. But Dodge isn't big enough for a morgue.
No, I guess it ain't. And besides, people don't come up missing here very often.
Well, if you two well-wishers have got the morgue problem settled, I'd like to say something.
Why, surely, Matt. Go ahead.
If Kitty was in Dodge, we'd have heard from her by now. I'm presuming she's alive, of course, Doc, if that doesn't go too much against your theory.
Oh, of course she is, man. Of course she's alive. I was telling Chester about things back east, that's all.
And if she's left Dodge and she didn't go by stage or by train, then there's only one other way that she could have gone, isn't there?
You mean she walked?
That'd be about as likely as you walking somewhere, Chester. I don't know why I didn't think about it before. Let's go down to the stable.
I don't know why I didn't think about them going horseback either, Mr. Dillon. I guess maybe it's because I say that fellow Racknell's a dude. Horses don't seem his style.
Well, we don't know that much about him, Chester.
What if he went alone? What if he didn't take Miss Kitty with him after all?
Well, he can go anywhere he wants to. Alone.
I don't see Moss Grimmick nowhere.
Hey, Moss. Moss Grimmick. Hey.
Here now. Who's doing all that hollering?
He's laying in that stall over there, Mr. Dillon. He's been sleeping.
Yeah.
Oh, it's you, Marshal. Chester, you woke me up.
I'm sorry to bother you, Moss, but I got to talk to you.
Trouble, Marshal?
Well, I don't know. But if there is, maybe you can help me.
Always willing to help, Marshal.
Tell me, have you rented out any horses lately, Moss? Last night or today?
No, I haven't. Business has been mighty slow all week, Marshal.
No, you haven't. You sure?
Well, you mean saddle horses, don't you?
Yeah, sure.
I thought so. No man's gonna make a getaway in a buggy, is he?
In a buggy? What, do you rent buggies?
Not often, but I did last night. By golly, I'm glad you reminded me. He ain't brought it back yet. That fellow still got my buggy, Marshal.
Who was it, Moss?
Oh, some stranger. I never saw him before.
Was he an Easterner?
He ain't from around here, not in them clothes.
Did he, have anybody with him?
Yeah, he had a girl. She waited outside for him. I didn't pay no attention to her. It was a good moon last night, and they was going for a little drive. But I want my horse and buggy back, Marshal. You think they went and stole it?
Tell me, Moss, did he say where they were going?
He said something about Indian Spring. Asked me how far it was. I told him 20 miles. He figured that was too far, but said maybe they'd drive down Parkway. What'll I do, Marshal?
Oh, what time was it when they took the buggy?
10 o'clock, maybe?
No, there's nothing down toward Indian Spring I know of, Mr. Dillon. There's hardly even any ranches down there. They must have run into trouble of some kind.
Maybe that's it, Marshal. I'll tell you. I didn't bother to mention it since they wasn't going far, but one of the iron rims is off the left wheel on that buggy. Could be they hit a rock and the wheel busted.
Yeah, maybe. But it doesn't take all night and half a day to walk 20 miles. But don't worry about your buggy, Moss. We'll find it.
Today, along with the traditional pleasures of the holiday, many a filter tip smoker has discovered a new pleasure. He's received his first carton of L&M's. If it happened to you, and you've started to smoke those L&M's, you know how they stand out from all the rest. You're enjoying the incomparable taste of highest quality tobaccos, best flavor ever to come through a filter. You've discovered that no filter compares with L&M's pure, white, easy-drawing miracle tip. Yes, if someone gave you L&M's for Christmas, you've got the best, because L&M's got everything.
There was no trail going to Indian Spring, so all we could do was start out in the general direction and then ride back and forth across the prairie till we found the buggy tracks. That took an hour, but from then on it was easy. We covered the first 10 miles fast, so fast that we almost missed where the buggy had stopped and a woman's footprints led away from it. We followed these for a mile or two, and then up ahead we suddenly saw puffs of smoke coming from a clump of box elder, Indian style.
That must be Miss Kitty in there, Mr. Dillon.
Yeah.
Well, is she signaling or what?
Well, it looks like it.
And she must be in trouble.
Maybe.
That Rackmill fellow must have put her out and just left her to starve. Now, why would he do a thing like that?
Well, he's not going to get far enough in that buggy for me not to ask him personally, Chester. But first, we'll take care of Kitty.
There she is. She sees us. She's waving. Hi, Miss Kitty. Oh, she's all right, Mr. Dillon. She ain't hurt. Oh, look. Over evermore. She's been using a petticoat to make them smoke signals with. No, we tracked you, Miss Kitty. Sure is good to see you.
What's the matter with your ankle, Kitty?
Oh, well, I turned it. It's not that swollen. How'd you know?
Well, I could tell by your tracks back there that you were favoring it.
I never noticed that.
Well, that's why I had to stop walking, Matt. I knew it'd get worse and I'd never make dodge on it. I figured I was better off here than out in the prairie where I couldn't even build a fire.
Well, that was smart of you, Kitty. Look, you can ride on one of our horses back, and we'll go double, huh?
In the skirt?
Oh. Well, one of us can wait here with you while the other one goes and fetches a buggy, okay?
No, if that'd take too long. I'll make it. I can ride side saddle if we don't go too fast.
Okay. You must be hungry.
Oh.
You know, we didn't think to bring anything to eat.
I'm starved. At least I've had water. There's a tiny little spring under that rock over there.
Yeah. You're lucky you had matches, too.
Oh, I wish I'd had a gun. It's alive with rabbits around here.
Well, you could have trapped some if you'd stayed here long enough. I'll show you how someday.
Thanks. But I hope I never need to know how.
Oh, Chester. Mm-hmm. Well, you go get our hat and stuff and then throw some sand on that fire.
All right, sir. And I'll have me a drink of water while I'm at it, too.
Then we'll get started for Dodge, Kitty. Yeah, the sooner we get there, the sooner you can eat.
Oh, a side of beef and a sack of potatoes would make a good start.
And I come to think of it, I missed dinner myself. I'll join you.
I'm sorry I'm so much trouble, Matt.
As long as you're safe. You know, you had everybody worried. Me and Chester and Doc, Sam Noonan.
I know. I've been thinking about it. Matt?
Yeah.
Well, I turned up missing, so you scout around and finally tracked me down clear out here in the prairie and find me standing around on one foot in a bunch of little trees playing Indian. And you don't even ask me how I got here.
I know how you got here.
Well, sure, of course. With Jim Rackmill and that fool buggy. Part way, anyhow. But that's not what I mean, man.
Well, if he'd been out to kidnap or murder you, I guess you'd have mentioned it before this, wouldn't you?
Oh, so silly. I feel like a fool telling it.
Well, go ahead, say it. It can't be that bad.
Rackmill's an Easterner. He's never been out here before. And we got to talking, and he said he'd like to see the prairie in the moonlight. It was my idea. We rent a buggy and take a drive for an hour or so. Anything to get out of that smoky saloon for a while. So we did.
And he tried to hold your hand. And you got mad. And you slapped him. And you jumped down and you started walking.
How'd you know that?
I know you, Kitty. You know, sometimes you've got a terrible temper.
Well, I paid for it this time. Honest, Matt, that's all he did. Tried to hold my hand.
I believe it. You know, but you'd have been smarter if you just slapped him and let it go at that. You could have ridden back to Dodge in style.
Why'd I have to act like a schoolgirl, Matt?
I don't know, Kitty. Some people grow up slow. But I'll tell you one thing. It's a lot better than growing up too fast.
Well, thanks for that anyway, Matt.
Hey, look out yonder, Mr. Dillon. Look what's coming.
What?
It's Rackmill in the buggy. I forgot all about him. Where in the world's he been all this time?
Well, Looks like we ain't going to have to run him down after all, don't it?
Well, he didn't do anything, Chester. He tried to hold my hand.
Well, he sure looks wild now.
Now, listen, you two. You stay out of this. Leave Racknell to me. I'll handle him.
Come on, Chester. Let's ease up those saddles, huh?
Yes, sir.
Miss Kitty. Miss Kitty, are you all right?
Am I all right?
I've been going crazy trying to find you. It was dark, and you disappeared so fast, and then I finally saw the smoke a while ago.
You did, huh? How'd you know that smoke wasn't Indian?
Well, I didn't know. In fact, I thought it must be. I had to make sure, Miss Kitty.
Well, dude, you're a pretty brave man, Mr. Racknell.
Oh, I knew it wasn't Indians as soon as I saw them. Have they been bothering you, Miss Kitty?
What?
Come on, Miss Kitty. Get in the buggy.
Aren't you forgetting I got out of that buggy once?
We'll talk about it later. Take my arm. Take it.
Well, I'll say one thing, Mr. Racknell. You're sure right about going crazy.
Please, Miss Kitty.
No. I like it here. I've been real comfortable. I'm going to stay. Learn how to trap rabbits. I may decide to live here, Mr. Racknell.
No, you don't understand. Miss Kitty, we're all alone, way out in the prairie. I don't like the looks of those men. I've got to get you out of here.
You've got to get me out of here. You.
Please be sensible before it's too late.
It's already too late. Now, get in your buggy and go on back to Dodge, if you can find it.
I can find it, all right. I promise you I can. Come, Miss Kitty.
Which way is Dodge?
What? Why, it's right back there.
You're pointing towards Texas.
Well, it doesn't matter. We'll find it. I won't leave you here, Miss Kitty. I don't care how mad you get.
Oh, I'm getting mad again,
It doesn't matter. I don't blame you for last night. I apologize. I shouldn't have tried to hold your hand. I just lost myself for a moment, that's all. It won't happen again. I promise you. But I am not going to leave you here.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Racknell. I've been unfair. I do have a bad temper, you know.
Yes, I know.
And you're right about those two. They are a pretty tough-looking pair, aren't they?
They're coming back.
As a matter of fact, they do look more like desperados than lawmen.
Lawmen?
Mr. Racknell, this is Marshal Dillon of Dodge City, Kansas.
Marshal Dillon?
And that's Chester Proudfoot.
How do you do?
How do you do?
It's okay, Racknell. We're not after you.
I didn't know that she knew you. I mean, I thought you were strangers.
No, we're not strangers. In fact, we rode out here to find Kitty.
I've been trying to find her, too. All night and all day, I've been driving round.
Now, wait a minute. You men aren't going to make all this my fault. I only did what any lady'd do.
Kitty, you do a lot better if you get something to eat.
Eat? What are we standing around here for? Matt, will you and Chester ride along with us?
Sure we will, Kitty.
And Mr. Racknell, when we get to Dodge, maybe you'll have supper with us.
That's very kind of you, Miss Kitty.
Good. Now, if you'll hold my hand, you can help me into the buggy.
And now our star, William Conrad.
Thank you, George. Speaking for all the folks who make and sell Chesterfields as well as L&M filters, Liggett & Myers Tobacco Company, there are 1,300,000 retail dealers and more than 6,000 wholesale distributors. I sincerely hope this is the merriest Christmas ever for you and those close to you.